else, we're here with some more. Who's playing music? Who's got the
Steven.
music? Steven's got the music. That's what it was. Oh, jeez.
Noise
What are
gate.
you,
So
anti-music now?
unprofessional.
Anywho, welcome to another day or night or even whatever, a thing where we play things in front of people for joy and comfort and entertainment and just to have a good time with friends, really. Glad to see you all here, making sure it's all working. There it is, it's working. We're good. So, I didn't have anything particularly planned for what I want to have all of you talk about when we go around the table. So, if you would, just give us one thing you don't mind talking about. Just one thing. And then we'll try not to get too sidetracked off that.
I mean, we were talking about the government just a second ago. Do you want us to all talk about the government for a little bit?
I mean, you could do that, sure. Just give us your hot take. That sounds like that wouldn't get us tossed off of
Oh,
Yeah, definitely not.
Definitely not a problem.
No.
Really
No,
opening
no.
some cans of worms today.
So we'll
Yeah,
go
which
random.
which take
we
do we
always
want?
do.
Like,
I gotta use the D8 now. That's right. Here we go. That means you're up first, Nicholas. Klaus, what's your hot take on the government?
Capitalism is bad, okay?
That's
It's not really
that's
a hot
kind of
take.
a weak hot take. There are a lot of people that say that.
Warm take.
Oh, it's burning in here. Oh my god.
I'm gonna put that take back in the microwave.
Right? Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. My hot take on the government is that it's a little crazy right now. Oh.
I mean, that's true. So something less uncomfortable, I suppose. Can you give us what thoughts are running through Pyro's head right now, if you can remember where we were and what we were doing? You'd all returned from burning down the poorest district.
Oh, yeah.
All of you were quite bruised and battered. You'd met up with Lorne. He was like, "What the hell did you do?" And now you were taking in refugees and that kind of thing. And of course, someone named Pyro, who's flamey, came with you all.
Yes. Who is an anarchist?
Yeah, who wanted to burn things down. It wasn't him this time, but you know.
Right.
So what are
That is a
Pyro's?
gross oversimplification of anarchists.
That's true.
Just saying.
That is
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
So
He
what's in his
definitely
head right
wouldn't. Well, I suppose he is definitely concerned about all of the attention this area is getting, and possibly being found by the government.
You don't want to be found by the government. Government's coming
No,
for you.
definitely. So he's a little bit worried about that. Other than that, he's trying to blend in, and he's kind of just wondering what this group of people are exactly, or who each of these individuals are.
Who are they? Who? Bungie, speaking of which, your turn. Shannon, your hot take on the government and your thoughts about where Bungie's head is.
In the words of General Akbar, it's a trap. You know, it's a long topic. Again, labor unionism, whatever. Government is being poop. Bungie, the fuck is Bungie doing? I don't know. Oh right, we were there. She's confused as to why Lauren is upset. She did absolutely nothing wrong. Didn't hurt anyone. Was not part of any attacking of any kind of officials. And I'm not even being sarcastic. She literally wasn't. The only thing that she was party to was trying to put out fires. You know, with Ori. So, which was a public service. So yeah, I think, you know, she's content and confused, but you know, that's okay because, you know, people don't always understand things, and that's because they're not good as people as much as her. I don't know. For some reason, it really threw me off. I'm like,
Well, Well, I mean, honestly, sitting at work and talking about how bad the government is at a public institution.
I am not at work.
Teo, Anna, your turn.
Working
Yeah.
on this roleplay.
Ha 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 ha. My hot
I'm
take on
off
the
the
government is all government employees should be paid minimum wage. That's
Okay, you need to specify government
Whoa.
employees because you have about half of us in here are government employees. The classified and middle management.
I'm talking like the three main branches of the government, the specifically the House and the Senate should be paid minimum wage.
Career
that's what I'm talking
politicians.
about.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, career politicians.
Had to clarify.
Should be paid minimum
Yeah.
wage. Yes. That's my. It's not really even a hot take.
But that opens up more potential for individuals to look for bribes, though, don't you think? If they don't feel like
They're
can
already
Anyway.
taking bribes.
Yeah.
It
That's
doesn't
true.
matter.
Yeah.
They're already taking bribes.
That's the argument I've
so-
heard.
That's what they justify to give servers lower wages.
That's true. That's true.
Am I allowed to take bribes as a server? Was that allowed?
That's
Damn
what-
it.
What do you think? Like,
That's
What a
what
tip
tips are.
is.
No,
Tips
because
are
that's
bribes to
after.
behave
Tipping is
appropriately.
after.
What is
Tipping
tipping
is-
if just bad bribery?
Exactly.
It was after I did my job. If they wanted a good service and tipped me before, you bet your ass I would have put in their ticket before everyone else. Are you kidding me? I would have told the kitchen to expedite it so fast. I would have faked tears like I fucked up their order and been like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, can you fix this? Even though it wasn't an issue. Like, that would have
Like,
happened.
Just so our audience is aware, no, Anna didn't get beat up before the show.
Yes, I did. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is character makeup.
It's
You
not.
don't know.
She is
You
clumsy,
don't-
but not that clumsy.
I am clumsy. I could have just bashed my face against a wall accidentally. I've opened a door on my nose before and bruised it.
I believe it.
I ran into a doorknob.
15
my head-
times.
My face height. Yeah, and
Call door.
Teo
Maybe you're
is
really
in
short. We don't know.
pain. Teo's in pain and angry. See, I can't hide behind people not knowing how tall I am now. Most people in this chat most people on the screen know how tall I am. They've seen me in person now. I can't get away with just
Wow.
saying I'm small. I'm average height. But yeah, no, Teo's angry and in pain. That's about all she's got.
Understandably upset. I mean, her brother did betray her trust for probably years.
Just a couple of times, yeah.
I mean, and
so-
humiliated
That's
her by
being dramatic.
fibbing and making her look like an idiot to anyone she encountered who knew the reality of the world. I don't know why you'd be upset.
You
Is
guys
all.
being dramatic.
No idea. Yeah.
Me?
I also did take the majority of damage last session as well, so
You were very injured.
Woo! still
So-
am. Still am.
Around road, Gwen, your turn.
All right. Hot take. Government shutdowns should stop the pay of Congress critters, but continue the pay of the rest of federal employees.
Absolutely, because it's not their fault.
Exactly. Less hot take. Local elections are just as important as national ones. Please, please, please vote every year.
Sometimes more important.
There are some people that have gotten into positions in places that we've lived that we know should never have been there.
Exactly. So, vote, people. And as for Erin, she has one very important question that she may seek out Teo's advice on, hoping that Teo will forget that she lent her popcorn machine and the burning thereof to Tagi's cause. But other than that, she's a little pissed off that they're getting blamed for burning down half the city when they were kidnapped and forced to fight for others' profits.
I mean, that was a thing you had to do, and the fire started entirely without Around Road being part of it. So.
Exactly. And I had to run into my ex. So it's just it's a bad day for me.
It's
Objectively
been a bad
worse.
day, yeah.
Omniscient Ori. Steven, your turn.
Hello. Hot take. Well, what do you say about an institution being eroded by insane conspiracy theorists who don't believe in anything? I would say my hot take, though, would be minimum wage is a good idea, but honestly, there needs to be a way to just remove money altogether and have very strict penalties for taking bribes or anything of that nature. If you truly want to inspire and change our government and our country for the better, I believe that should be a service that you dedicate. Sure, an allotment of like survival, that's cool, I guess, but honestly, you should not become rich, and you should not be able to be a Twitter sensation, because that's what a lot of people do in the house now. They just make a lot of noise to get a lot of money contributed to them. So there's got to be a way to just cut that off. And I think we'd get places, but good luck.
So what's Ori currently thinking?
Ori, well, he's just an estate. I mean, he's got a hole in his leg. He's looking through it. He's pretty damn proud of himself for busting out that incredible tourniquet. And he's just living his best life, passing out on that chair, almost losing all his blood.
Just passing out, losing blood.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Like you
Taki
Another
do.
night.
and Sanan, your turn.
Well, I feel like all the good hot takes were taken now. I feel like I agree with all those. I don't know what my hot take in the government is. My God. I mean, I do have some, but also about which government too. Oh God.
True.
Or funny.
That
I
was
guess-
why I got all flabbergasted. It's like there's so much.
I guess one of my hot takes, but which is I think a sentiment I've shared before, is that I sometimes feel like outwardly corrupt governments are sometimes better than fake, like better than like kind of the stuff going on here where it's like all hush hush under the table, but the people act like it's the worst thing ever. I don't know if I properly explained that, but I
Yes,
feel like me trying to explain that properly would take too long. You guys know me. I'm just saying it's like at least you know what's happening, and people are not being fake. Also, I had another one in my mind, but I can't think of it right now. I'm also just talking politics wise. Sometimes I just like look at all the media that we all consume, and especially the really popular ones that are about like that delve into themes that a lot of us like tend to play in these like D&D's types of games that have to do with like a bunch of, I'm not going to name topics right now, not to get too hot takey, but like a bunch of yeah, I just always get very surprised that people can't attribute things that they watch into real life political topics and not see the comparisons uh, into their lives, and how I, I feel like I'm just like talking in circles now because my ADHD brain is going crazy. I just think people should really think on the things they watch and try to relate them to real life things and get a better understanding, because I feel like at the end of the day a lot of us do essentially think the same things. Our just minds are shaped by propaganda that we just cannot see it
Yes.
Are you
because
talking
of
about
the,
critically analyzing the information that we are given and
that, but
attributing it
also
to?
Like
just like the
verifying.
fact that we watch the same movies and shit and like root for the same heroes and the same causes, but those causes exist in real life, yet we don't see it that way. And it's like, I don't know, like I'm not gonna get too into details now because who knows who's watching. But yeah, I don't know. It's both turkey wise and here wise. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Oh, and tell me, what is he thinking? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh fuck. The truth is out. Oh my god. The truth is out. Oh my god. The truth is out. Oh fuck. Basically, I am both terrified, relieved, and also dreading what could have happened to the world.
Well,
Also,
we'll get to
it was meant
see.
to.
Was that
what do you
Sinan or
mean?
We'll get to
Doggy?
see what happens with all of that.
We'll see. Yeah.
Robert, Rob, your turn.
Yeah. Well, a lot of good stuff been said. I think my biggest thing is, I mean, I think a lot of our current system has attributed like profit and value, um, and those are very wildly different concepts, and that uh, the the need for people to generate profit for themselves is probably a huge barrier towards creating value for others. So let's some real big changes I would like to see everywhere. But even just the idea of you can create value for others and not lose value yourself is it's a tough one. It seems like to get your noodle around. But Ribwort is doing great. He flew for like 8 seconds by grabbing onto a bird creature.
That's true.
Is like if he knew about or cared about the legal system, would probably misunderstandably sue the people at the Coliseum because they didn't pay for our performance. I mean, it was kind of explained to him that that was not an actual gig, but considering how chaotic that whole scene was, his current understanding was, yeah, okay, so there was some kind of gig I wasn't told about, and that's what happens when we do like pro bono work. Understood. And so I'm excited to go see a well.
Yeah. Whitestone Well. It's on the way today. As a matter of fact, you're supposed to arrive there in probably the next hour, even after all of the injuries and tiredness that you've come back from. And okay. Where the fuck do I start? First off, I guess we'll just start at random. We'll start going through scenes that way as well, just so that I can figure out how we're
Tyson,
getting
did
here.
you
1,
adjust
2,
your
3,
volume?
4. I did.
Okay.
I did adjust my volume. So hopefully it's a little bit better now for anyone that's watching. I think my levels are showing better, but I could be a little bit louder even. Right about there. Should make me blow anybody's eardrums out if I ever raise my voice. Yeah, there you go. Congratulations, Thomason. You got what you asked for. All right. You are laying upon the couch that you have comfortably placed yourself upon. And, of course, the pain in your leg, which seemed to be absent for some time, has come back with a raging, viciousness. As you try to rest, and you lay back, and you've got your tourniquet on that's keeping it from bleeding out, and the medical aid that you provided it seems to be putting it on the mend, of course. Every time you close your eyes, every time you lay back with this deep exhaustion that's filling you, the sensation like the world is sinking underneath of you keeps happening. You get this spinning sensation in your inner ear. And it's very uncomfortable. Like a gunshot just keeps waking you up every time you try to start drifting off through that injury in your leg. While you're laying there, please roll magical for me. 8.
It's a great way to start.
Not a great roll. I should have, by the way, if everybody can give me a practice roll, should have fixed a lot of what's going on here.
Forgot to join the game on Fantasy Grounds.
So you're in the wrong place. Everybody should have modifiers now that are showing up. Why did you have
You're
a 6 plus? Oh, you do have 6 tough. Okay. So D6 plus 6. Minus 6, minus 3. There's some weird things going on there. There it is. Distractions is there. Okay, so your distractions are showing up appropriately. Everybody seems to be rolling appropriately now. So I did some minor coding 5 minutes before the show, because, of course, that's how it works. Anyway. All right, with an 8, what you get is a vision, but not a great one. As you lay there drifting in and out of consciousness, the world around you kind of dampens and sinks away. Everybody give yourself an ace, by the way, if you haven't done so already, because I haven't done that for the episode. You see flitting visages, something like a puppet strings kind of dancing from the skies. Up in these clouded forms above you in the heavens, there are strings that are kind of raining down. Some of them are attaching to various places on the surface of the world that you see, and some of them break free. Some of them continue to pull and yank and tear the ground asunder. And as they do so, you see blue gems that lift up with them and just kind of float towards those clouds. You can tell that there's a massive dark shape behind them, and in that cloud formation is a smiling face laughing. And then you notice the skies raining some sort of black droplets that, as they touch the ground, turn into marching soldiers that begin washing over the surface of the world.
Oh,
That's a vision that you were given with your powers in your sleep, in your restless sleep.
I really, really shouldn't have tried that new flavor of popcorn. Ugh, my leg!
To awaken,
is anyone around me?
You have no idea how long time has passed, but you've only been resting for about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. In this position, you're in your own little spaces in the backstage. You haven't necessarily gone to your room. You just took a place on the couch in the backstage area. Did anybody stay in the backstage area? Pyro, you don't currently have a room, and you're waiting for people to tell you where to go and what to do, but Bungie was there with you. I believe Ribort, Tagi, Teo, and Aaron all went off and did their own things. But the two of you had still been there as Lauren had left to go and speak with the townsfolk and the refugees and the peacekeepers that had shown up.
Hello? Hello?
So you look over and you see Bungie and Pyro standing in the room.
Oh, hi. How are you feeling? Oh, that's so good, because I think I saw death and destruction in the world ending, so we could save it for another time, but something's gonna happen, probably. Probably. Could just be my searing pain, too. I'm not sure.
What?
Yeah, there were strings hanging from the sky, and they came down and grabbed these blue gems, and then there was black rain and soldiers and death and destruction, and now you know, just a regular Friday.
Is this like a open to interpretation, like, thing, or literal?
Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure. Could be a hallucination. I could just be losing my mind. Just thought I would tell someone before I forget.
You have to have a sane mind to lose it, but I understand.
That's a very valid point. I think I better write this down before I forget. Just grabs a pen and paper and starts writing down his little vision.
It's like a little dream journal with like fuzzies around it, and little moons and stars, a little lock. Like,
I should have put that in my inventory.
So you write a little bit, Pyro. You had just been in a conversation with Bungie about where you might shack up for the night because, well, I guess morning? Early day? I don't know. In the Eternal Realm, you never had to sleep, but here you're feeling drowsy.
Oh, yeah. Sleep, that's a thing. So where do I crash, guys?
There's netting on the catwalk.
Just let's not burn it down here, too.
Can't share my room. Contractually, I don't share my space.
Yeah, that's fine. Understood. I don't really know you guys all that well, so
No, you don't.
Maybe you should go hang out with Tagi. He likes weird docking things that are elemental. I don't know. You're a Baji, but you're not. So I'm not sure. Anyway, he seems to know how to talk to weirdos.
What do you mean? As my hair flickers.
Nothing. Wait, I can't say that. I mean that you are literally on fire.
Is there anything wrong with that? I mean,
you're not in a flammable area, but we are in a tent.
I mean, we are not on fire.
This is true.
Do my flames actually do they actually catch anything on fire? Are they hot? Or
super hot?
so
hot. That's hot.
Oh,
Your hair is not actually fire unless you're really pushing it to be there. It just is like a living flame that emits light and whatnot, but not heat unless you force it to.
Oh, okay. Well, then, in that case, I take Bungie's hand and go, see, look, it doesn't catch anything on fire.
Sticks your hand straight onto his head.
Ew. I don't. No.
Ew. Do you need to make a goblin roll on that one, or is it not quite that emotionally impactful?
Because he's a Baji,
Mm-hmm.
I think probably no.
Oh yeah, no. I'm totally a Baji. 100%.
So what will, however, emotionally trigger Bungie is a lie coming from a Baji.
If you would, please, Bungie, give me an aware roll at -4.
The fudge.
You're -4 to be aware of lies
Oh.
as a goblin. Nope, you didn't figure it out.
Totally a bocce. Mm-hmm.
It's peculiar. I've heard of flaming red hair, but I didn't know that it was literal. So now I know a thing I didn't know, which is very rare.
It's like the only salon that does it is like a few
Oh, you're
planets away.
Not
like,
a natural flaming hair.
Flamer. You're not a natural.
No,
that's
I'm-
a flamer.
Not a
not
natural
I couldn't
flamer.
say it even.
I got you.
Not on TV.
The drapes do not match the. Never mind. Anyway,
Oh my.
Or do they?
or do.
Depends on the salon.
Mm-hmm.
laser hair removal.
So we move on from this scene of determining whether or not someone's a Baji, and then someone else having a vision of catastrophe and darkness. We
Well,
gotta
also,
know-
he needed to find a place to sleep, so that's
True.
unresolved.
So we'll come back to that. Next up is 1, 2, 3, Toggy. Toggy,
What?
where did you head? I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Where did you headed off to? You said you needed to talk to either Lorne or you were going to go speak to Teo as she was getting better.
Well, I do want to check up on Teo because, is she okay? Her face looks like she's hurt. Also, wait, I was trying to heal her last time.
Right.
I was arguing with you over how I can heal my sister because you're that bad of that mean of a DM who doesn't want fella to help their sister because you're
Wait,
mean like
you were
that.
arguing with Ty? That's
Yeah, I
that's
know.
Weird.
I'm so
I thought he was a
surprised
cool
by
guy.
that. Hey, who changed their name in Discord? Somebody just changed their name and their position in Discord. So now I gotta move all the cameras back.
Cool.
What? What happened?
Just a moment.
Nicholas wanted to be a Baji so much he took my spot.
It's true, he did. Straight up
Well,
stole it.
But I was also quite suspicious of our new fellow, our new friend, who I worried might be,
Wrong
agents of the one who I'm trying to hide from, the pyro. So I got my eye on them. But yeah, I guess I'll check up on Teo first because of priorities.
This is weird. It's just moving around Nicholas for no reason.
You're weird. What do you call my choices weird?
I'm
Judging
over here.
the players too?
No, stop it. Where
No,
is
you
this
stop
at?
it.
No, you stop it. I have to fix this or
stop
I'm going to go crazy. Because
Oh no, I'm gone.
now it's
Fine,
like
Ty, you tell me what I'm doing.
Shannon is missing. Where are you? You're over here.
I just went to throw my
now you're
Gargettos in
now,
there.
now you're
have
putting a
everything.
little
The whole
column
thing
on my
is getting
face.
destroyed.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
all being broken now.
Throw it all away.
Because I can't find your camera in my list of things.
Yours is
There's
broken.
you. Yes. There's nope. That's not you.
I'm also off-centered, which has been bothering me this whole time. Just it's fine.
Sorry.
So
I will try to fix that.
Players
So
have
you guys
changed
just talk to
characters?
each other for a little while. That's what you can all do for me. Just
All
So
right.
let's continue to talk about what we have, what problems we have with the government. That was a fun conversation. I was
Yeah, it was great,
enjoying a lot.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the philosophical nature of Rob's comments. You know,
Oh, I
like
also think if
you
you're
know.
on dementia medication, you shouldn't be allowed to run a country.
Yeah.
I
Or
think that's
drive.
fair.
Oh,
That's
I think
true.
that's
I think
fair.
that I personally,
I
my
also
hot
think
take.
you
I
should
also-
not be able to you know, if you're over the retirement age, it might be
Yeah.
time to
yes, that's what
not.
I was gonna say. I feel like if
Yeah.
you're over a certain age, you'd like.
And this is not ageism. We're not talking ageism. It's
No.
like take a break. You deserve to rest. Like poor,
Exactly.
like Ruth Bader
Oh.
Ginsburg, like the poor woman, like she did a service because she held on into the last because, you know, like she kind of needed to
She
because
had
shit
to.
was going down. But like the
Yeah.
poor woman, like every time I saw her, I'm like, she has done so
She
much.
needed
Like,
a nap.
please, like go take
Yeah.
a like go, but not in the Supreme Court,
Not in a
right?
position
Like,
of power, yeah. Just go take a
right,
nap at
like
home.
Yeah.
go to a beach and get a Mai
Also,
Tai. You
Can
know,
we
you
talk
earned it.
term limits?
Term
Yeah.
limits would be good.
Oh, God.
You know, we're back to
Right.
normal though, so we're gonna continue playing
Oh.
now. Toggy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you actually did succeed on hailing Teo to some degree, but it wasn't enough
Oh, the bullying worked. Okay, cool.
to the bullying.
Setting precedents.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you did as good as you could.
Nah, she's all healed because I bullied you.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
So Teo, laying there in the state that you're in, you look up and you can see Toggy like over top of you, being all concerned brother. She's fucked up,
Hi.
Toggy. She is bleeding from multiple places, which you've stopped, but like she's completely covered in bruises that are spreading pretty badly over her body. Her
I
eyes.
stopped the spread. What do you mean? She looks bad, but she's all stabilized, right?
She's stable, which means it's not going to get worse unless something happens. But she is very injured.
Not good.
As you lay there, Teo, give me an aware roll, please.
Sure.
Through bleary
Okay.
eyes that are exhausted.
With my -6 to roll anything? Yeah.
Huh,
Sure.
You
8.
still got an 8. With an 8, Toggy's form kind of does that whole like double vision thing as you're looking at him, and for some reason you think you can see a rather large shadow behind him.
Hey, sis, can I get you anything to drink? You need your rest and energy. I can get you coffee or water or a nice bottle of wine or whiskey or something if you need something stronger. Or I don't know. What would you like?
Is there anything within my vicinity that I can chuck at this shadow thing to see if it's real?
I mean, it's your room. What would you have next to your bed? Dumbbells?
A rock. A rock.
A rock. How big a rock are we talking?
It's my pet rock, okay?
I was
have a pet
say,
rock.
I think it should be allowed if it has googly eyes on it.
Yeah, it's a pet rock. It has googly eyes. 100%.
Okay, you have a pet rock with googly eye. What's its name?
Jeff, but with
Jeff.
a G.
With a G. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff. Okay, so give me a strong roll as you toss Jeff right beside Toggy. Suddenly, Teo just grabs her pet rock from the side of her bed and just hucks it at you. Toggy, give me a defense roll, please.
Wait, you don't like Jeff anymore?
Have I gotten rid of any of my like distractions because I've been resting? Because I'm still at 7 overload to my 3
You've-
limit. Have
you've-
I rested at all?
You have not. We've only been here 10 minutes, so you haven't really got
Okay,
that chance.
well, I need a
Toggy,
nap.
you kind of like duck, and Jeff just zips past you. Suddenly, there's a bang, kink, and you see like a bent section of the tenting
Googly
in
eye
here.
flies off.
Googly eye goes spinning up
Oh,
through the
you
air.
took Jeff's eye out.
Teo, as you
You know-
threw Jeff and it went over Toggy's shoulder, it hit that cloud of whatever shadow, and it seemed to just ripple like water on a pond and then dissipate.
Okay, so it's not there anymore.
It does not appear to be there anymore.
Do you need me to get more googly eyes for Jeff's surgery?
I would really appreciate it if you left before I punch you in the throat.
But I think it's better if someone looks after you. You are not in a
You can
good.
choose any other person to look after me in this moment. For your safety, you should not be here.
It's my safeties. When have I ever really cared about my safety? Okay, I think I'm gonna just get that water, coffee,
Should leave.
whiskey, all three. Okay, I'll just get all three.
Taki like stutter steps out
By the way,
there.
I know you're very angry at me right now, but you will. Hopefully, we can talk soon, and I can explain things to you because it's a little bit more complicated than that. But I know you want to.
Out.
Okay, fine. Don't kill the
And Taki very quickly escapes the room. Ribort and Eren.
Do you want milk in your coffee or sugar?
No.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna go with the I'm lactose intolerant, you asshole.
You asshole!
All right.
You know milk gives me the shits!
Ribort and Eren, both of you had stepped away, moving out towards the rest of the Cirque on the exterior. I can't remember where you were headed, so we'll start there. The two of you are walking side by side. Lauren has just moved on past you and headed out into the major crowd to speak with basically the efforts of the local authority to find displaced individuals, places to rest and whatnot. The majority of the crew of the Cirque that is out there, the actual crewmates and other workers, are currently setting up beds and resting places and bringing snacks and drinks to people. So the entire inner major tent and all of the little chairs and the seating is being used as places for people to rest. They're trying to find various pillows and stuff. Some of them smell like the animals that you have here at the Cirque, because what are you going to do? And some of them are just the padding that you use to protect people from falling from great heights, that kind of thing. So what do we see as the two of you are walking out from behind the backstage?
Erin has put her hand on Ribort's shoulder. So, you're a pretty classy and well-dressed frog.
Oh, thank you very much. I mean, these are my stage blacks, but I'm going to take the compliment.
Yeah, you wear them well. So
Oh,
I
thank
have a
you.
question that I would normally ask Teo, but I have the feeling that she'd throw something at me. Maybe Jeff. I mean, she and Jeff have been kind of on the outs lately, so
I've always been rooting for the two, but they need to really communicate, I feel.
exactly. I
It is
mean,
you would not expect in a relationship where one is a rock, the other would be the communication barrier.
well, Jeff does have that eye that just doesn't jiggle like the other one, so maybe that's it.
Nice.
Um,
It comes for us all.
exactly. So, I have a question of style for you.
Oh. Okay.
For one brief, glorious moment, I had a mustache, and it was luxuriant and it was lovely, and I enjoyed it. Do you think I should grow one?
Oh, now it's very funny. So I was going to return a compliment, and I was going to say that I admire your fastidious hair because I cannot grow any. I do not have any concept of hair.
Well, there we
Um,
go. I need more
Nobody
hair
here.
then.
Well, sure. I don't know. Is that easy? Do you just decide to do that, and then your body knows, or is there like a thing you have to drink? I just kind of assume. I mean, like, it just kind of happens?
It was a drink the first time, but I can
Oh,
change my regular hair
mm-hmm.
pretty easily.
And
So I
that
would
is,
imagine that I could just
and
grow new
everyone
hair.
can do this. Yes, everyone with hair.
I mean, it's the only way I've ever changed my hair, so maybe.
Okay, that is fair enough. I didn't. I grew up with lots of other kobolds.
Have
Not a very hairy bunch.
have you tried?
You know, that is a very fair point. I have never tried. If you can tell me the kind of mental steps, I can certainly see what would happen.
Um, well, for me, it's hey, I have to get into my uniform so I can serve popcorn and beverages to all of the wonderful viewers of the circus. My hair should be white now, and then it is.
All right, and I will try and will some air into existence in my spare time.
And you know what? I will work on a special mixture just for you. I will call it Ribbert's root beer, and it will give you hair.
I would not put. I feel like there are things we can put a little high on priorities in that, but I'm not going to say no. It sounds very unique, and it sounds like something that also next probably. I just would not want to keep it because I feel like it's not as aerodynamic.
You wouldn't need to keep it. Although, I mean, there are things that fly with hair.
Hmm. I don't see how it could maybe improve my chances, but I don't see. I suppose it couldn't necessarily hurt. Um,
Think about it. Think about it.
I might just do that. While I have you here, there's quite a few people in need of, I feel, a pick me up. Um, Now I have used a lot of my pre-prepared material
Sure,
with the
sure.
whole botched gig, let's call it. Also, so that wasn't an intentional performance, right?
No, no, they pretty much forced us.
Okay, but nobody had talked about wanting to do that, or that was not the plan. Okay,
And
because
we didn't end up with pay, so, you know.
well, I did try to get paid because I thought
Oh,
that. Well, because you see, Budgie and I had kind of followed a bit from behind, and so I was unsure. Maybe there was something that you all knew that I did not know, but I guess maybe not. But to my original point, I think that maybe a bit of upkeep on my materials. I feel if we work together, we might be able to uh, help out some of these displaced folk and raise
oh,
the mood around. You know.
definitely, definitely. And you know, I've been working on a new hard candy, and you do candies. Let's join up.
I certainly, I do find that the more medicinal. Here's the thing: it's just as medicinal whether
Mhm.
it tastes like candy or not. So I do not see why you would ever make it not taste good. You know?
No, that's entirely fair.
Yeah. So I think that it's a great idea. It's not something I've ever really done too much. I kind of picked one flavor and went
To
with
the
it.
cotton candy machine.
Oh,
Reward and Aranrod start heading out to the confectioner's area, where you have a lot of the equipment stored away and then prepared for when the shows begin, when you can start providing to the individuals that come to your performances. Reward, about
Also,
halfway
as a
there. Go ahead.
side point, though, just before you continue, I have to draw attention to the fact that a hairy frog seems like a euphemism.
Yes.
Also, in before I have to make art of a hairy frog and a bearded Aranrod. Um, so the two of you are heading out there, and your internal timer like starts going off in your head, Ribort, because you were there when it happened. You know you have roughly 30 minutes before you're supposed to meet with the soldier at the well. You and Tagi had made that agreement earlier.
mhm. Do I like? Is it 30 minutes away or is it 5 minutes
It's
away?
only 5-10 minutes away to walk. The village
Okay,
is not
cool.
the city you're in is not that enormous. It's only
Right.
about a mile across.
Cool. Then I will do my best to get Renrod started on something helpful and then take my leave to
All right.
grab
Why don't you give me a brains
tea.
roll and around road give me a magical roll or a tough roll? Yeah, for
Alrighty.
cooking, so it'd be a tough roll.
That's fair.
Well, a humble 12.
And an 18. Excellent. The two of you craft together a mixed candy that tastes like what?
Strawberries.
So it's strawberry candies that are going to have the effects that Rivort can put into them, with an added side effect that Aranrod gets to roll on when it works. So, Ribort,
Okay.
you have some candies now that are slightly enhanced, and
I
they're a
mean,
little.
my intention I was gonna leave them with her.
Okay, so you have them. Ranroad, you
Yeah.
have some Alchemist Brewster candies. Whatever you want to call
Excellent.
those, you can name them what you will. You've got enough for like a small handful, so like roughly 6 candies.
Here, I think. What does a piece of candy make? It makes.
Makes 2 usually.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So this particular concoction is 6 of them, and they have the effects that you determine with a brew effect attached.
Yeah, I'll say so. Narratively, is like healing or like benefits better for like for the narrative, like whatever would actually be more helpful for what these people need, whether it's an actual like physical boost or if it's just like a like emotional.
That's up to you to determine what you want to give them. Many of the villages are really only kind of impacted by smoke. There's a few individuals who are injured from fire or from falling objects or whatever, but for the most part, they're really just kind of shaken.
It sounds
Then,
like
yeah.
well-being, maybe.
Yeah.
Then I'll it'll be like technically I can give +1 to all rolls for a scene. I feel like that's a good like
Yeah, it's like
just
pick
feel
me up.
better about everything. Yeah.
So you have a pick me up strawberry candies. You got 6 of them, and side effects included. All right. We pop back over Ribboard. I'm assuming you're heading back to find Toggy. So that took you about
Yep.
10 minutes to make a few candies together using the ingredients that Aranroad had provided and using your know-how, the 2 of your know-hows. So Ribbert, you start heading back towards the tent. We pop back over to Ori, Pyro, and Bungie. Bungie, Pyro, you had just kind of convinced he could just sleep out here in a couple of the seats, kind of like Ori was already sort of doing, semi-dozing. What do we see you doing as you are awaiting there? Ribbert will join this scene here in just a moment as he comes back to look for Tuggy.
Well,
Really kind of an awkward silence, sounds like. Just so. Also,
Yeah.
like, did we invite him to come with us and hang out at the circuit? Like,
yes.
oh, we did.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, Ripcord invited me.
Oh, well, that
Of
makes sense.
Of course he
He's
did.
ludicrously nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He
Someone
has
else
a
you'd probably
flaw,
get
and
along
that's
with.
it.
Very well.
So,
By the way, we do need to go possibly kill some rich people.
Wow.
They have Ollie in a gilded cage. A gilded cage. He cannot live his life in a cage. No matter how beautiful it is, I must liberate him.
Ori, you've been distracted and you're in pain, but in the back of your mind, in the deep, far back of your mind, there is a bit of a plead for being aware of what's happening with your magic ferret right now.
Oh. And by the way, I think he's ringing the bell.
Give me a magical roll. Let's see if you can tune in or not.
He can ring your bell.
With a 20, you see a hooded individual that has currently got this cage. There's just you're seeing through Ollie's eyes, like out this little slit of cloth that is draped over the gilded cage, as there's this dark masked individual that has grabbed the cage and is currently running down the city streets.
Oh. Scratch the old people. I think he's been abducted by something more suspicious.
As
wonderful.
you see, like, notice a door slam open and the individual put the cage down, and Ollie kind of squirrels around and watches, and you can see the individual immediately like move the cage off to the side and put down a paper, and you see the words, "If you ever want to see blah blah blah, blah something or other, please something." It seems like a ransom note is being written for Ollie for the rich people that he was stolen from.
Oh, good. There's been a miscommunication. This thief thinks that he belongs to the rich people, so now he's going to hold him ransom. So maybe we need to just burn another quarter of the city down.
That seems excessive. But also, poor people tend to have less security, so maybe it will be easy to grab him. How are you feeling? I feel fine.
Me?
We could just go get him.
Don't mind me. I'm just on the brink of death, I think.
You always look like you're on the brink of death to
But
me.
look,
so
can I look at her through my leg?
No, you bandaged it up.
Oh,
Can I look at her?
I am.
Don't be dramatic.
no, really, there's a hole through it.
Well, stop
Yeah.
fingering your leg hole. It's making me uncomfortable.
Pyro's gonna
fidget
poke
and
his
if there's
leg hole and cauterize it.
Ooh.
Give me a magical roll, please, Pyro.
That's not making me less uncomfortable. Just say.
There is a stinging, horrible sensation like someone just grabbed your nerves and wiggled them, and then the scent of burning flesh, and now it's no longer bleeding.
What?
Give me a
fuck
tough roll,
was
please,
that?
Ori, to avoid passing out.
You're welcome.
Oh no.
Smells like barbecue.
Ori, you yell, ah! You just start trying to say something. Your eyes roll back into your head, and he just...
You better go get my
What'd you do?
I just cauterized his wound. I mean, who wouldn't?
Most anyone would not do that.
Twitch.
You shut up down there. We're not talking to you.
Well, I mean, I did want to take a nap, but we could go get his ferret, I guess.
Are you proposing that you and I go alone to go get the ferret?
I mean, you seem cool.
Well, you're correct. And you're a Baji, because that's what you said.
Yeah,
And
we're
I
fans.
believed it. So yeah, Baji is Baji. Let's go, homie.
I mean, we could drag him with us. Maybe he'll wake up eventually. I don't know.
We have, I think that it was just cleaned. I'm not sure, but we have the little hand wheelbarrow that the stagehands use to clean up the elephant poop. We could put him in there.
Yeah.
Just roll him with us. He would
That's
be
a great
appreciative
idea.
that we didn't leave him behind. He always gets bitchy about that. So
So Bungie and Pyro
he already smells terrible. So
head off to go find Olivia's wheelbarrow used to cart off the refuse from some of the larger animals. And as the two of you head off to go do that, we see Ribort walk in. You just notice an unconscious Ori, the smell of burnt flesh, and you see Tagi like carrying a cup of coffee that he's like trying to figure out what else he should put in it.
I 100% just like startle Tuggy so he spills the coffee like, hello!
Tagi, give me an aware roll. Bungie,
sorry
you
that
and
I ran away.
It's okay. You and Pyro have gone off to find the wheelbarrow.
Okay. Yeah, I'm totally not at work or anything, and that was totally not our custodial staff coming.
Wow.
So
You
Tagi,
actually would notice me. I only got an 8.
He notices you. He just that's what he was rolling to see if he was aware enough to catch his coffee. As Ribort just like startles you, you're currently in an emotional state, Tagi. The coffee just like sprays across the room, landing on Ori's chest and startling him awake.
But I passed. But I.
You rolled a 9.
More than Rob. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The fuck? River.
How did I get down here?
What? Yeah, how did you get down there?
I don't know, and why does my chest burn now? My leg hurts, and my chest burns, and I burn? What is going on?
You see, coffee goes inside your mouth. It must have been a very difficult day for you, Mr. Forgotten. It is alright, it happens.
Thank you, Ribert. You're so very helpful right now, aren't you?
Yes, Rupert. This scaring and startling someone who's carrying hot coffee is very helpful. Yes.
We have to go see OL.
Am I sensing blame here?
What?
Blame? Me? I would never blame anyone for my troubles. Why would you even assume that? I wouldn't
would
ever
never.
blame someone who snuck up on someone, on me, and on purpose start to startle me. What? What do you think I am?
Well, this is a lot of fun hypotheticals, but we have to go to the well.
Yes,
The
well, let me
objective
just.
with the guard.
I just need to get another cup of coffee now, and also, I say
Okay,
also a glass of whiskey and water. Oh shit, the well. Yes, that.
You now have 15 minutes to get there.
we are going to be.
How many minutes does it take me to
15 minutes. If
grab
we leave now, we will be maybe on time.
What? Well,
Oh, the town well, we are going to go inspect it for this guard. They seem very
Well,
nice.
then let me get the coffee really quick.
Give me an agile roll as you proceed to try to get coffee, whiskey, and water all as fast as you possibly can.
a guard wants you to go into a well?
You find that the coffee pot, as you are trying to like pour it out and everything, bounces out of your hand and then spills across the countertop. The coffee, now pouring and dripping onto the floor nearby, causes you to like try to grab hold of it and catch it. You knock a whiskey bottle off the shelf and it shatters on the ground in front of you.
Reward 100% was like, all right, so in terms of ratio, the different densities of these liquids is going to be very difficult, and fully misunderstands and thinks that you want a cup of coffee, whiskey, and water all in one. And so it's like ruining everything you do put together, being like, all right, so this is going to make the whiskey pretty watery, and I don't know how else the heat from the coffee is going to carry over. But as far as the combining factor, this is probably as close as I'm going to get.
Okay, I'm just gonna get a fucking glass of water. Okay, just.
Tagi
Never mind any of that.
Tagi walks over to grab
no,
a
that's
glass.
quite bad.
That's for you. That's for you,
I
buddy.
hand it to Ori. This will make you feel better.
I grab a cup of water that I'm assuming is none. Don't need a roll for that, and
You pour a glass
take
of
it
water.
to Teo's room, and I'm like,
You open the door to Teo's room, and Teo is unconscious. Like flat out, like not even, like mouth fully open, drool pooling down the corner of her face, like breathing heavily, unconscious.
Put this here. Does it look like she needs any of the help or any comfort or the covers?
I mean, she's sprawled across the bed at the moment, so covers are kind of everywhere. A little bit.
I'll just correct those, and
as you pull those back, you recognize that many of them are now stained with sticky blood.
Fuck! Wait, I treated it though. It's still. Damn it! Okay.
She lost a lot of blood while we were helping her. So
you now have 10 minutes to get to the well.
Well, we are going to be about 5 minutes late. But I made something new, a concoction. So. She is very unconscious.
And then
she is
just head up. Okay, let's go.
Head trauma, maybe mild concussion. I should start listing everything that might medically be wrong with your sibling.
as Ribert and Tagi leave the room with Ribert
saying
strong.
All the potential she'll pull through.
Medical problems.
Don't mind me. I'll just lay on the floor and have fun at
your
well.
You want to come with us?
He can't walk right now.
Under a guard's order.
Wait, why can't we walk right now?
Tuggy already says that they are okay. They do not need help, and that is wonderful news. If you do need something that will make you feel a little better, or annoyed, I did make something with them. They might still have some if they haven't given them all out. Otherwise, we'll be back. It's just a well.
I can carry you if you want.
Thank you for the offer. I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm on the floor and I'm burned in multiple places, and I'm just really not feeling like going to a well for a guard.
It's a well that's probably possessing people and making them, full of fear demons.
It seems that for Balik. It is a well.
That reminds me of a dream I just had.
It's not an ordinary well, it's an interesting well.
Well, as exciting as that sounds, you both are just gonna go by yourself, huh? You're not even gonna talk to the group, see if you get a little hands-on help. Okay, you do you. You enjoy the well. Goodbye.
Red Mods might be good to bring along. I don't know what everyone else is, to be honest.
Mateo's
That seems
unconscious.
perfectly safe.
Ranrod is helping the crowd. Pyro and Bungie are missing. So
Wait,
We're
I
not
just
missing. We know
realized,
exactly where we are.
is the water that I give my sister
Right.
also part of the from the
Well
well?
water?
Comes from the well.
this is the city water.
Uh,
You
I'm
having
just gonna
second
go
thoughts, aren't
in
you?
really quickly and then dump the
All right.
water and replace it with a bottle of whiskey and then go come back.
All right.
Okay.
You now have 8 minutes.
Yes, let's go. Let's go.
Ribord and Tagi head out through the flap, and as they leave, you lay down to rest, Ori, just like holding your head, and then there's this noise suddenly as you see Bungie and Pyro pushing a wheelbarrow into the room with you.
And what are you doing?
Fuck patriarchy!
Has
I
everyone
mean-
lost their damn minds? What
We're
is
getting you a
going
ride, you
on?
ungrateful dick.
They move
For what?
the wheelbarrow
What do I need
over
a ride
next to
for?
your
Do you know how I got on the
chair.
floor? Do you know I
You
just got
were
burned with coffee?
unconscious a second ago. That's why you needed a ride. We were trying to include you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank
Thank
you for
you.
being so
feeling-
very kind about the whole situation.
Yeah.
Feeling a little high in demand right now, and this is making me feel a little warm inside. I just got invited to a creepy well under a guard's order with 2 others.
Oh yeah, the weird well situation
Yeah.
that
Herbert
yeah.
and Doggy, they just go running off to go to a possessed well
You didn't go
for a
with them?
guard.
Are they gone?
They invited me, but I'm sitting here with a hole in my leg on the floor, not wondering what's
We
going
have
on.
a solution.
As they point to the wheelbarrow.
You want me to get in that?
Yeah. You already smell worse than what it smells like.
It's empty, right?
I mean, for the most
Well,
For
how
the
do you
most
know?
part.
I
Yeah.
bathed last week.
You just had a hole cauterized.
Oh, fuck it. Help me get in the goddamn barrel.
How are okay, I'm not touching you, so that's
Ah.
all on
Pyro,
Never
give me a
mind.
strong roll.
It's fine.
contract, like I said. No,
Pyro doesn't really lift.
He lifts
It's
today. With a 14, he struggles somewhat, and you find yourself like limp,
no, push up,
arming a
push
little
to
bit.
the side. No, the other
Bungie
way. No, a
tells
little to the left.
where to go, and eventually, there's with a loud thump, Ori finds himself sitting like partly in the wheelbarrow.
Oh,
So-
there may be a little bit of poop still in there, but that's okay because it should soften your, your sitting.
Pretty dry.
I can burn it off for you.
No, we're fine. We're fine. Thank you very
Why are
much.
you constantly burning? That's the thing.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Where are we going?
To get your ferret.
I knew I loved you. Let's go.
Who doesn't?
So you start wheeling him away off towards the noble district. Are you
Well,
gonna-
so pyro. I'm assuming rickshaws because that is labor, and I don't do that.
You don't do that. Yeah, that makes sense. So Pyro begins carting away. I mean, remember that you're both also very short. So the wheelbarrow comes up to about your chin. So you're grabbing it this way, and lifting it up just a little bit, and walking. And Bungie has to stay off to the side and kind of point where to turn because you can't see over it while you're lifting it up.
I'm also giving constant critiques of his lifting technique and the whole
So
nine.
I
Because-
saw an alleyway and I saw someone running with his cage and writing a ransom note. So I give him a description of what I saw, kind of an area to keep an eye out for. And then I turn and I say, I'm really sorry for this, but I've got to take just a little nap. Just a little nap.
So we're looking for
So
an alleyway in a
Mhm.
city.
With trash cans and litter and rocks, and there was some concrete and there was a window. And inside the window there was a fireplace and a ransom note on a table, I believe. Is that helpful?
No.
So you begin making your way out into the town, not entirely certain where to go, but heading in the direction of the noble district. as Tagi and Ribort both exit the tent and also find themselves heading roughly towards the noble district where the well, the important Whitestone well, currently is located. Teo, we return to you. Laying there upon the bed and resting as well as you can, you find yourself on Rulo. It's been a long time. You can see the multiple moons above you, the ancient warriors that they're named after, so prominent in your memory. And you can see other members of the tribe like moving back and forth around you. You can see large ships floating in the distance because the city that you lived in was very close to the void ports, market, trade, and political hub of Rulo. And you remember one of your old haunts. You're kind of sitting out at a table where you would often come for lunch or what have you before you ended up leaving. And someone like sits down next to you.
I suppose this seat is not taken, is it?
You look up and you see the face of a rather regal-looking orc. He seems to be quite aged, crow's feet at the edge of his eyes, a large shock of hair with a bunch of feathers and scales within it. Something about him, this narrow, hawkish face, seems to indicate that he's someone who's not used to being told what to do. He obviously has a commanding presence, and his face and the left side of his body are completely covered in scars.
Who the fuck are you?
Who am I? Why, I'm one of your ancestors. I couldn't help but
Funny.
notice you're in a poor state. And it's so unfortunate that your brother has led you to this. He's kept a secret from you for such a long time. You know that you have a history of able combatants, of warrior kings and queens in your family line. Did you not know that?
Can I see if he's lying?
Give me an aware roll.
See if he's lying. Do I have better stats in my unconscious state?
Hey, you don't have your distractions right now.
I don't have my distractions. All right, so it's not -6. Hold
No,
on.
so you
I
can
don't have
take
my
that off there.
distractions. Shit. What would that be instead? That's still not good.
That's an 8.
Yeah, it's still not great.
With an 8, you can't tell that he's lying. It sounds a little weird to you, obviously, but you
Yeah.
don't think he's lying. I mean, something about... Well, I mean, everything is kind of weird, but you've always
I'm
had
not sure,
something
I'm not
deep down
hallucinating.
that told you you were someone special. You just didn't know how or why.
I'm gonna like just pause, look him up and down. Does he look familiar at all? Like, no, right?
Not really. I mean, there is a couple of features. If you look close, give me a brains roll.
Good. Okay, I'm great at that. I'm
Yeah,
so
that's-
smart.
You're wonderfully smart.
Oh, it was almost a nat 20.
Yeah,
Damn
that's
it.
close. You got an 11. With an 11, I mean, if you squint a little bit, you can see maybe some of the same jaw features that Tagi has. You can see in his eyes something that reminds you of your mother.
I wasn't aware.
It's surprising that he would hide such a thing from you. Your birthright, your heritage. Why do you think he would do that?
I mean, knowing my brother, he's probably scared.
Scared. He's one of the most fearful orcs I've ever known.
I mean, yeah. I love him. That doesn't mean anything, but like, yeah, kind of.
It is disgusting to me that his abject determination to keep destiny from fulfilling itself, from granting you more than you could ever imagine. I find his acts to be a disservice to you, to your family, and to where you could be.
And you're
Not
coming
only
to
has
me
he been
now.
lying to you, but he has also been keeping a great deal of secrets from you that you should know, decisions you should make for yourself.
And those are...
Well, one, to understand that Kach Savras and the entirety of the Scab clans should bow to your whim. That if you took this right, this historical leadership quality to them, you would no longer just be some circus performer that is destined to hide away on some other land far away. You'd have so much more at your beck and call. You'd have power, and friends and allies. You'd have those that called you clan. And you would be a great and powerful leader. You know I can see that in you. I know this is our first time meeting since you were a small child, but there were great things behind your eyes, Teo. Things that Tagi is scared of.
Again, he's scared of everything. So that, like, I sneeze and it might scare him a little bit. Do I get to know your name? Do I get to know who you are when you come to me when I'm heavily concussed in my dreams?
Kogan,
Okay.
I know that you need time to rest and to get well. But now that these strange protections he's put over you have fallen, you will see me again. And we have much to discuss in the future. Until then, rest, regain your strength, speak with your brother and find out what he's been hiding from you. See if you can truly trust him. And I'll talk to you later.
The vision kind of fades away into a dreamlike slumber. You find yourself now flying through water. There's a whole bunch of like weird purple jellyfish there. One of them has Bungie's face. He yells at you a few times and then tells you good job. And then you're in a regular sleep.
Interesting usage of the word protection, Ty. With strange protections he's built around you, he says. Why, I wonder, Ty?
I don't know why.
So I'm not afraid of everything. I'm the master of horror.
I mean, like if she might have context for the entire conversation if you'd been honest at any point with her during her life. So I mean, I have to say probably this is partially your fault.
Don't blame it on more people's affairs. This is family business.
Fine.
And it's not like Teo has ever felt like an outsider or needing power in any way, shape, or form that would make her want to listen to this man.
No, never.
No.
Also, can't trust her brother, so who can she trust? Might as well trust some random stranger with
concussion
mom's
ghost.
eyes.
Your concussion
I could
ghost.
trust my concussion ghost.
All right, Aran Rod, we return
Has
to
a
you.
better track record of truth than, you know, her immediate
so
family.
because I so wanted to live in constant anxiety, blowing up popcorn machines 5 times a fucking day, to keep my sister safe. Oh, I so wanted that. Oh, I was doing it so for personal gain. Oh yeah, of course. I have like 5 different 4-degree burn marks around my body.
Nobody knows what your kinks are or why you did these things. Okay, you know.
Aran Rod,
Getting pretty
Say
defensive for
me
someone doing the right
Trying to
thing.
protect my sister is a kink? What the hell? That's just too low.
We do not kink shame here.
No, we do not.
Aran Rod, we return to you. After Ribort had moved away, you had some confections and whatnot in hand, and you see Lorne move over in your direction. Aran, nice to see you back here preparing a helping hand, I'm assuming?
That's the plan. Robert and I actually worked together to make these. You want one?
He grabs one from you and looks at it, smells it.
Strawberry. I don't currently find myself hungry, but if you would like to... You said Ribord helped you make these?
Yes.
These don't have any of your extra seasonings within?
I mean, I helped Ribert make them too, as much as he helped me.
I'm sure they're fine. If you would, please, we need food and drink for that group over there. He points to a bunch of the refugees. Um, looks like just a couple of small families off to the side that are being given blankets right now, covered in soot and whatnot, cleaning themselves up. A couple of peacekeepers standing nearby.
We've got sausages right over here. Give me 2 minutes and they'll be swimming in them.
Swimming in sausages sounds like a heck of a thing. I'm glad that they'll be able
A
to
great time.
find themselves able to consume lots and lots of sausages. So, Aran, give us a tough roll as you make some
Again?
food for people.
Sure thing.
We
Once
don't
more.
kink shame.
As Orai says from the blackness.
From the blackness.
All right.
Figured I'll just wait till break.
So you cook a few things and you bring them over to the people. Oh, hi, ma'am. One of the children says, "Did you were bringing us food? I can't help but notice. Those are some great looking food things you have there. Do we get some food?
Yes, these are for you, and I have water here as well.
Food and water. Oh yeah." You see them like just reaching out, grabbing a hold of the food that you provide and drinks, and the
I'll give
mom
some
and-
coffee to the parents because the parents probably need it.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear. What was your name?
I'm called Erin. I work in the concession stand.
Oh, nice to meet you, Aaron. I'm Lee, and this is Taylor, and these are our kids. Thank you for providing this food to them. You know, I'm not sure where we would go if we didn't have the Cirque here to kind of help provide while they get the city put back together. Strange fire, that.
It was very strange, but we like to help, so I'm glad to have provided you with food and beverages. You have blankets. Is there anything else you need?
Um, I'm not sure. Really, just the food, drink, and warm place to rest for the day would be nice. Um, by chance, you don't know anyone here that delivers letters, do you?
Not specifically, but I'm sure we can help. Who
Well,
do you need letters delivered to?
I have a letter that I need to send to my daughter so that she knows not to come visit this afternoon. She was supposed to arrive, um, well, in the next hour or two, uh, but I don't think she's going to find us at home. Um, I would make the check myself, but the children and the... So if you can
They could
deliver
be
this
overwhelmed.
to someone there, she lives on, well, just outside of the main village, there is a small rhododendron field. She has a farm out there. If you wouldn't mind relaying that to the messenger.
Certainly, certainly. Hand it here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And she hands you over a little letter.
Road trip.
So, Aaron, you take the letter and you continue to feed and provide drinks to individuals here. Do you give any of them any of your special ingredients?
I'm actually going to take 2 of the candies
Mm-hmm.
and put them in the cotton candy machine so they get minor doses and just share little bites with multiple people.
Microdosing children with drugs. Cool.
Exactly.
I have to see what side effect is being microdosed. Okay.
Okay, I like that he's
Oh,
laughing that hard.
So this particular side effect is all users lose careful motor function, becoming highly accident prone. So all of them are having low doses of paralytics involved in the... They get
Oh
very
my God.
numb and kind of tingly as they eat this cotton candy, which leads to
You
them
got them drunk.
sleeping far more often. Yes, you have created basically an alcoholic cotton candy.
It's cool.
Basically melatonin. It's fine.
Exactly. They're napping. They need to sleep. This is this universe's CBD. It's cool. It's
So let's see.
The word gets
Usually
out about
cocaine and
how
stuff, you know?
comforting this cotton candy is, and it spreads very rapidly through the refugee camps. And very shortly, many of them are slumbering away nicely. Some of them giggling, some of them just stumbling over themselves. The kids, the adults, all of them are acting slightly drunk.
I helped.
Okay. From that point, getting everybody drunk, we are going to go to our break. Thank you very much, everybody,
Not
for watching.
everyone, just the
Just
children.
the children, yes.
Yeah.
And the occasional adult who decided to have a bite here or there. We shall return in about 10 minutes. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you again soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cirque Noir. We are here, and we are ready for what comes next.
Are we?
I mean, are we? Are we really? How ready
we
can we
ever?
actually be? We're just winging everything. That's all we do now. It's just because. I know I am.
That's life.
You'll literally see that when I have to show you the next map. I use Shannon's idea because I didn't have a better choice.
But
I
did
mean,
you
okay,
use
but I think
MS
they'll-
Paint?
It basically, it's the in-game paint version thing here in Fantasy Grounds Unity, which is pretty terrible, but it'll get a general enough idea across until I can have enough time to go about making maps and things again in the future.
It's super sexy when you take my suggestions, just say.
So anyway, we now move to Ribort and Toggy. The two of you are moving through the streets. This is early morning. It's like 5:55 right now a.m. and it has begun to rain. And as the two of you are walking through the city streets, you can see in the distance huge plumes of smoke still rising off the southern part of the city. You can still see basically the fire brigade working tirelessly to try to put out what they can, and it is diminishing. It's significantly less than what you saw before, but the clouds of steam and smoke that are coming off of that part of the city are pretty intense at this point, especially with the new rains kind of hitting everything. You believe that they'll have the fires completely contained soon. No telling what sorts of damage are done to that part of the city. It's mostly wood. It's mostly removable or simple and cheap materials rather than the central and northern parts of the city, which are primarily stone and metalworks and stuff that costs money and that's going to be significantly more solid. As the two of you walk through the town central, and you're moving through the morning crowd that is trying to go about its work. Things are a bit muted today, obviously, even though it's still early in the morning. Individuals who would normally be out here on the streets, many of them are taking the day off and avoiding some of the more catastrophic events that are kind of occurring around town. Toggy, you're exhausted. Ribort, you're also exhausted. I mean, the energy you've gotten off of being able to fly temporarily has started to fade at this point. And what do we see the two of you doing and saying as you're walking to the location that was provided by the soldier for the Whitestone well?
Are you really scared of the fire, by the way?
What? What?
Are you like, is fire like a, I don't know, you call him like a phobia for you?
No, not fire. No.
You just seemed very upset and panicked towards the end. I mean, obviously everything was quite bad, quite bad, but you seemed especially kind of panicked and worried about something. So I just wanted to make sure, like I can tune down the
not the
pyrotechnics
it's
or whatever.
not the fire. It's just the that was just worried that the place we were in, the what were those called again? Voice in the sky. Voice in the
now?
sky.
I mean, I don't know. First of
The
all,
fiery place, the speed of the Realmors, whatever we were at. I was scared of what could be waiting there for us or whatever. I guess.
the Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That.
Ah, I mean that one was very nice. And they followed me with, and now they're here. So it's very
Yeah,
fun.
some of those would rather not fuck with some of those. Also, I would know what I would have said the word Eternals. I know what those are, obviously. So
Yes.
just pointing that out.
Of course, of course. That's very interesting because that's the first one I've, or at least in its own realm I've ever met. Maybe I've met others and did not know. He's always, would you, real quick, pulling out, oh, notepad as it rains on it. Like, would you say that, like, how often would you say that is like a common kind of tenor to the meeting between Eternal and a person?
What? How often is the
What?
bad
How is
Eternal?
that? How often is that the like tenor, the attitude and mood of the interaction?
Eternals?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess some of them, like that pyro fella, seemed okay, I guess, but there are also really shitty ancestor spirits that live there. Just because their ancestors doesn't mean they're good or decent folk. A lot of the times they became ancestors for doing some real shitty things. You know what I mean? And so I
I do
don't
not.
even get how that culture fucking works. Oh, I conquered a lot of places and killed a lot of people, and now I'm gonna be. That means I get to be an ancestor spirit. Fucking douche bags.
Oh, so these are not, you are not and the descendants of Eternals. These are people you are descendants of that became Eternals? Is that how that works?
The ancestor spirits. Is that how that works? Voice in the sky tie? No, that's not how it works. No, it's something else.
You've come to recognize that not all Eternals are ancestor spirits. On Rulo, the general idea for most individuals who live there is that all Eternals are ancestor spirits, and for the most part, on Rulo, they seem to play the part. But outside of Rulo, you found little spirits here and there, grand spirits here and there. You've seen individuals that don't seem to be related to anyone that is connected. So Eternals are complicated. You think that they can be ancestors, but sometimes they're not.
Yeah, I guess the way you said it, sometimes they can be ancestors, but sometimes they're not. You never know what their agenda is. Those fuckers.
See.
Always
that was
watching.
very
A lot of them
insightful,
are. I bet a lot of them are even fucking creeps. Always being able to watch you. You ever thought of that? They can see you, but we can't see them always.
I would think that
I wish more people were afraid of that, so I could use that against them in our shows.
I would think that the performer would be less uncomfortable with the idea of being watched.
Who would be more uncomfortable with being watched?
You're a performer.
You mean the ancestors, the people that the ancestor spirits are watching, or
no? So it sounds like you are scared of being watched all the time. I would think that you would be less scared of that.
Well,
being a performer,
I'm not afraid of anything. I'm a fucking master of horror.
That's it. Really, tell me about being fearless. That sounds very dangerous.
Well, I mean, I'm not afraid of everything in a healthy
how much would you
amount,
attribute your lack of fear to failures in your past?
As the two of them are walking up through the street.
I'm afraid of. I guess I'm afraid of failure, but not in the way of like. It's just I'm a mix of horrors. This is what I'm trying to say. Quit taking notes all the time. I don't like being. Sometimes I say dumb shit. Okay, I don't need all of them to be gonna get recorded. Look, there's a rooftop. Go there and fly down with your suit.
No, it was it broke upon the gate. It fell on something and it broke. I need a version 2.0. Alas, and the rain. All of the creatures are hiding from it. I think so. Alas.
I
would love nothing more.
I bet. So how far is this? Wait, what notes have you taken? Now I'm nervous about the notes you've taken. Give me that notebook.
You can't read it. It's completely sogged with rain.
Yes.
Ribort is Ribort's waterproof, and so sometimes they forget that everything else he carries is not waterproof.
Fair.
I guess so. You can even read that. Never mind. I don't even know what any of. Let's just get this fucking thing over with.
Yes,
make sure everything is well.
You turn a corner. You head up the main street that's approaching the well, and you see a very opulent, multi-tiered well structure. It's got a small fountain in the middle. It's got a variety of pumps on either side, and with piping that goes down into the ground. It seems like it sends this water out to other parts of the town. As you get closer to it, you can see that there are security around it. Just a few soldiers that are there, and Nars Hatham, the security guard you spoke to before, is awaiting you. You see him like stomping his feet and scratching at his hands just a little bit nervously. And as you come over,
hey!
Oh, it's about time you arrived. I've been waiting for you for about 10 minutes. Where were you?
There was some terrain situations and someone very injured.
Doesn't matter. Okay, I'm sorry. We only have a limited time. That's why I brought you here. There's the change of the guard. We've only got these two individuals here. That's Toby and that's Gregor. both of
Hi,
them.
Toby. Hi, Gregor. Nice to
Nice
meet
to
you.
meet you. And they're my friends, and they agreed we'll allow you to look at the well quickly before the rest of security returns in about 10 minutes. At that point in time, you will have to leave because we can't have anyone tampering with the well. So
I'm sure you can distract them. Yeah, let us professionals do our job.
look,
Sure, you can
I
distract
gave
them.
you enough time to check this place out. You didn't arrive on
Gregor
time.
seems like the gregarious sort. You can see it in his
Uh,
eyes. I bet he can talk them, talk their ears off for a bit.
Look at this guy. He's a performer everywhere, isn't he? Clown. On and
not-
off the job.
I'm not
While-
a clown. I'm
while
a
this-
doggy to master of foreigner.
While this conversation was going on, Robert's like doing active listening things of like, oh yeah, nodding, but the whole time has tied his like zip line off on him, and he just dives into the well.
What did he do that for? You see this?
Does this
silver-
weight also throw me down, or
No. So I tied myself off.
He ties
so
himself
that I
off
can-
and immediately
I-
jumps into the center of the well.
I thought
that
you
I
tied
can
him
zip line
yourself to
myself
me, and I
back
was
out.
like,
No.
thought that was gonna happen.
Now you step over to the edge as we notice the rope just as Robert has dived below.
Let the professionals do their thing. That's what he does. He's our well diver.
As you're standing there, suddenly someone's at your shoulder that kind of looks down and peeks over the edge as well. Oh my. You know, I hope he finds what he's looking for. You can see Quizzic standing beside you. The Eternal from the arena.
That's really fucking creepy, dude. Just announce yourself first, man. You're so close to me, don't you know about personal space?
Oh, why, hello there, Tuggy. Why, hello there, Tuggy. Just so you were aware, one of my artifacts is at the bottom. If you could just have your friend retrieve it, I'll tell you where you can bring it.
So it's down there. What is it? What does it do? Is it connected to this like mind thing
Oh, it's
happening?
nothing so frivolous. It is a ring. It belonged to a very important person in my history. I just need it back.
Who's that person? So sounds like such an interesting tale behind that. I would love to hear
It's
it.
very personal.
Just wait here.
of you.
We have 10 minutes. So once I do that, I want to hear about the special person. Sounds like,
I
yeah.
did not say that we are going to be.
I want to get to
looking
know
into
you, Quizzic. You
personal
seem
life.
like an interesting person. You just appear behind me, touching my shoulder all of a sudden. Like, we might as well have a little, personal conversation, get to know each other first.
Forgive me. How am I supposed to let you know the things that I need you to get for me if I don't communicate that? I'm doing this in the spirit of just good-naturedness. How are you going to know how to fulfill our bargain if you aren't aware of where the things I need are?
Yeah, but I need to know more details about this thing, right? It's just a ring. I
No,
bet a
that
lot
was
of people
not
throw
part of
rings
the
here.
bargain. All I asked is that you retrieved artifacts of mine. That's it.
Fine. River, do you see any rings down there, by the way?
We see, Robert, you dive down into the well, and it goes a surprising distance. You find yourself fall like 10, 15 feet, and around you on the edges of this white stone well, you can see it becomes a little bit more rough carved. Over time, as you dive, give me an aware roll.
Yeah.
By the way, is there anything I see in this well as I look at it with my old ghost stalker eyes or whatever? How am I going to be able to help this situation?
We will check on that in just a moment. With a 13, River, the first thing you notice is as you're falling, your velocity is changing. You're starting to fall slower and slower the further down you go.
And not just because I'm going through water, right?
No, you haven't actually
okay.
reached the water yet.
Oh.
And as you are like arms splayed out like you do to catch the air and to make sure you don't crash into anything, you can see little glints of blue, like little tiny sparkles that's starting to appear as you get into the darker and darker recesses of this edge. It opens up into a little bit of a larger cavernous area, and then you see a huge pool of water below that happens to have some piping that comes down from the top of the well into it
So like an
to pump the
aquifer
water
kind
up.
of.
Yeah. And very quickly it rushes up at you, well, slower than it should, and right before you hit the water, it's almost like you hit a buffer of air, and then you just drift into it. You hear
Would it have
Toggy's
been-
voice shouting down at you from up above, by the way, as you fall.
would it have been possible to try and grab one of those blue lights I saw as I was falling down?
They were not actually close enough to be at hand. So the well itself, just dimensions wise, is
It's
about
big.
it's like a 10-foot radius. So it's a
Got it.
large
Okay.
space.
And I'm just a little guy,
Yeah.
to be fair. Okay. Yeah, I will yell at. Oh, this is not a normal well. This is a wild well down here.
You hear his voice echo back up from the chamber.
What
Tagi,
do you mean wild? Yes.
give me a magical roll as you're standing there.
You're about to see, I probably.
Nat 20. Ooh.
Let's go.
I will give you the two choices, as always. One is in benefit of your allies. Do you recognize the danger posed to Ribord before it's too late? Or do you understand the nature of this well?
I usually always pick helping allies, but I feel like River can basically survive anything. That seems to be his whole character. I feel like if this place blew up, he would just go out of there. So I'm gonna pick the second one, I guess, because it seems like that's what everyone else wants me to pick too. Also, I'm blurry now, so I don't know what that means.
As
If
soon
that's
as you
okay,
say
good.
you're going to pick number 2, the camera's like, no, you didn't. Okay.
Just marking as a murderer.
As Ribord disturbs the air and is pressured down through this space, and you can feel the energies kind of floating up out of it. Tagi, you get the distinct feeling of magic in the air, and as it floats through, you get the taste of space and mind. There's a very powerful transpositional energy that affects gravity coming from deep within this well, and a lot of that is interlaced with it's compounds that cause strange mental influences. As you sit there and you struggle with the idea of what this is, you get the sensation that suggestion is the biggest part of this influence. Someone who had drank this water, you believe, would be far more open to suggestion than they otherwise should be.
And do I know where this whole thing is coming from? Where this well is getting this suggestion, magic, mind altering thing?
You can't tell where it's coming from. You can tell that some of it is naturally occurring, but some of it's not.
And can I, with this nat 20, try to zero in on what the source of the unnatural part is, or can at least get some kind of clue?
Something was added to the well and to the water below to enhance its own properties and make them more potent.
Huh. If I
mean,
study
arguably
this
understanding
water,
the nature of something means to really fully understand it, Ty. You're being very cryptic for the choice that was made here.
This is
I
a good
did
roll.
do
This
a
is still
nat 20.
This is still something that would be almost impossible
He's leaving
for
me to
someone
die.
figure
Come on,
out
give him
just
something.
by tasting
He
the air.
sacrificed the only truly good person potentially within our whole group, and you're giving him cryptic information. I'm just calling bullshit.
I'm just saying that he shouldn't have got any of this, but you know.
And if I study the water, can I find out more?
Potentially, but you'll need to have something that's a concentrated source. So something down below where Ripboard is would be helpful if you could find something that has more concentration than usual.
River, can you see anything there that you can bring up? Like something that the water isn't concentrated around? Also, try to find a ring, but don't tell me if you find it. Is Quizzic there?
Yes.
No. I mean, find a ring. But shit.
Okay, if I find a ring, I'll surprise you with it later. And I dive underwater.
Yeah, yes. Is there a?
So, Ribert, your face dips beneath
Would
the
there be some kind of, since Ribert is the person who does all the cues and stuff? Would there be any kind of single? I can't. Yes, that we do for certain cues.
You'd
Like,
know that there'd be
Like
like a
dive underwater and
Yeah,
find
sure.
me a ring, but don't tell
well,
me
I
about
don't
it.
know, like trying to be creative here, yeah.
I know exactly what trouble like a signal for like, oh, this is the like trick part, like or like whatever, like the cue for
Maybe like,
the
I'm
switcheroo.
about to do the number here or something like that. I don't know. Like, when you find a ring, let me know if you find a ring, and then I'll do that little symbol, which I think I said was like wrapping my
Mhm.
whole like walk cane on the ground was the thing that started my performance in the first game. So I'll just do that, but in a very loud way.
so
I like the sound of that.
That was a
Don't you
thing
like
that
it?
he did. I do
That's
remember
cool,
that.
right?
Yeah.
I like the cane sound, right? It's cool. Yeah, yeah. Cool. Also, that something that the water is concentrated around. Was
So
what the Kai
Ribart, you are
said.
underwater, and you can no
Mhm.
longer hear anything other than the sloshing and the movement.
Which is good because I'd probably be really suggestible right now.
As you're swimming through this,
Yeah.
you're getting a sense of well-being and
Ooh, yeah.
warmth. It's sinking in through your skin and through your mind. You feel light. You feel like you're flying at the moment. Around you, everything just suddenly becomes airy, and you zip from place to place. At the base,
What is swimming if not underwater flying?
down below, you can see there's a little bit of debris. There's some things that have been thrown in from the well, silver coins, things like that. You do happen to see a small ring with 3 inlaid jade stones upon it. As you grab hold of it, you have like a sparky sensation on your fingertips, and then the very bottom of the well seems to have a large, like multifaceted stone fitted with runes and a geometric pattern. And as you get close to that to kind of take a look at it, there's a weird whooshing sensation, and then it's like water is dumped off of you, and you're standing in a different room. Um, Tagi, the rope suddenly just kind of hangs limply.
Wait, so like he is.
Like there's
Guess
no
I'll
weight on the rope anymore.
Yes.
I'll try to pull it up and guess there's
Pull,
nothing.
there's no resistance, and then the end of the rope is there. It seems to have been sheared off. You can see a burn mark across the edge of it.
Fuck. Okay. Gentlemen, can you hold my hat, please? There. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, and the cane too. Yes, actually,
Okay.
I'll take the cane. All right, all right.
You just jump in.
The full pencil
Yeah.
dive.
Tagi just jumps in and then falls.
Actually, I'll give my coat to them too. This is. I don't want the coat to get wet.
Okay. Take the coat off. Tagi leaps into the well.
Doesn't ever get back to normal.
Falling through the air until it seems
Your
to
phone
slip.
fell. There you go.
Again,
Thank you.
get the
I don't want to wrinkle on that, please. Okay, yeah, all right.
leaping within. As you fall very rapidly, your arms start to pinwheel a little bit, and you notice that it's like there's air pushing back against you. You splash into the water significantly less hard than you anticipate. And as you look down below, you can see the glittering of silver coins. You can see a large geometric pattern plate with runes upon it, and one of Ribort's little like tassels just floating in the water.
Well,
I was
that's
probably
not
in
good.
the middle of just filling, like just opening a bottle to have a sample of the water. I just need to take the lid off.
River, are you here? I'm assuming I'm in water now.
You're underwater, so you can't really speak out loud. But you do get the warming sensation. Suddenly, everything seems to be right in the world, and you like look around, and it's beautiful.
Nah,
Everything
I don't
seems to be
speak.
vibrant and glow.
Since I know what it is, I'm trusting that my willpower is strong enough because at least I trust my brain.
Give me a
enough.
tough roll, please.
Tough? I trust my brain, not my biceps.
You have to resist the magic. Not bad, but not good enough.
Biceps are less likely to lie than one's brain, to be fair.
So you very quickly find yourself just recognizing that this is good. This is how it's supposed to be. You're in this water. It's around you. You should live here. You love this. And then
Does my nat 20 not give any bonus to this stuff, by the way, since I know what
that
it
was
is?
back then. That was up there. That's not down here anymore.
But
And
I
then
thought
as you
if it was a
sink,
personal thing, I thought it was a permanent thing, right? That's not the
it's
thing. It was
not.
like
No,
a thing that you get that was
sorry. So
permanent.
as you drift towards the bottom,
Understand the nature of something, Todd.
as you
Should help.
drift towards the bottom of this water, your foot touches the plate, and for a split second later, water is dumping across and off of you, and you find yourself sputtering on the ground next to Ribort inside of a different place. We then pop over to Bungie, Pyro, and Ori. The three of
Could you please roll a little softer?
Well, you're not making this easy.
As
Honestly,
you,
Wasn't my
both of you.
plan.
as you are trundling,
Yes, you're helping so much, aren't you?
I am supervising. Management is important too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, this isn't the dumbest thing I've ever done, so.
I believe that.
Same.
as the three of you trundle your way through the city, obviously at a slower pace than those of
I
you
am
that are
waltzing,
unfettered
not
and walking.
trundling.
Yes,
Thank
of course you can waltz. We happen to see you moving towards the noble sector of the city, and off to your right you can see the new well installation. And you can see Toggy at the moment, like talking to someone, and then he like turns
Is he
and he
stripping?
takes off his jacket and his hat, and then he just like jumps
I
into
know we're
the
not-
well.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sure that was smart.
He didn't tie
Get
himself
the casting
off.
call again.
He didn't. He just leapt into the well.
That looks like fun.
My friend was in danger. He might be annoying, but he's my friend. Allah, Allah.
I mean, we didn't see any of that
Never
other
been
than you
called
just
annoying.
stripping
So-
and then jumping in.
So if your friend jumped off a well, would you follow?
Yes, clearly
Jumped in
he's
a well,
answered that
yeah.
question after removing his hat and jacket.
How fancy.
Yeah.
Because clearly those few seconds wouldn't matter at all when your friend is drowning in a well.
Are we thinking of jumping in the well after him?
I would like
What
to know
about-
why we would want to do that.
I also
all.
would like to know this. Yes, I would.
Because, I mean, honestly, I know Toggy's been having a hard time, and you know, his sister finding out that it was a very shoddily constructed web of lies that was their relationship for the entirety of their lives. Maybe you know, I respect people's wants to just jump
Do
down a
you
well
think?
sometimes. I don't want.
He's like
Well,
the
they're-
master of fear.
No,
While they're
he's
talking-
not. That's bullshit, and you
Oh.
know it.
Well, I was just trying to look out for him. I'm sorry. I apologize. You're very right. I know he's a big old pansy.
You can't lie. It upsets me.
Okay, fine.
So as you are all standing there talking and discussing after you're watching him jump into the well, a minute or so has passed, and you see soldiers kind of marching into the grounds where the well is. You see them like nod at some of the others that were there, who now turn and leave, and you now see that there are 8 soldiers that are standing there guarding the well from anybody coming and messing with it.
Gregor doesn't do shit. I was trusting Gregor.
You are 10 minutes late.
Can I use smudge to see right now?
Can you use what to see? A smudge?
Can smudge be my eyes?
Yeah, you can use the ability. So just spend 1 overload, and then you send him where?
I want to send him down the well.
So Pyro stands there, and suddenly his eyes just go completely black. And
Ow, why did you drop me, you loaf?
and he's just standing there. So through Smudge's eyes, you see this we see something that looks just like a little soot spirit thing that's kind of like bounding about. It moves over to the edge of the well. It leaps up on the edge and looks down. And you can see a dark well. It drops about 15 feet total, maybe 20 feet down before it reaches water. You don't see your friends.
Oh So then, can I send Smudge in there?
Yeah, but he has a limited range. You'll have to use chaos to send him farther in.
Bungie. This
Yeah.
one's got secrets.
Hmm.
Or a drug
Okay.
problem.
Yeah.
I guess he's just gonna snap back and call Smudge back.
For just a split second, Bungie, you swear you see like a cloud of soot just, and then suddenly his eyes roll back in his head and they come back normal.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Did you have a nice trip?
Well, I didn't. Our friends aren't in the well.
Yeah, no, but with Toggy, that unmistakable, scrawny,
Went in the well.
weird-looking orc.
Definitely in the well.
He's definitely not in there.
But we watched him jump.
Just a second ago. Yeah.
Into
I
the
did,
well.
and I'm never wrong. So.
It's true. She's never wrong. She's never ever wrong.
All right,
Sorry,
Bungie,
just a
get in
second.
the cart.
I never left.
Park wall.
He said gun. He just told Bungie
Oh.
to get in the cart. Too.
Bungie. All right,
No,
Bungie, get in the cart.
Okay, so at the moment we're gonna have to decide on whether or not we're gonna go after Toggy in the well. Airing practices wise, or I think you can pretty much do his act. So I don't, I think,
I could
the cost analysis here.
with enough face makeup, the hat. I need a cane, but yeah, we can do that affordably. I
You
suppose.
could grab his jacket and hat from this gentleman over
Well,
here.
would you look at that? That is
Wait
very
here.
convenient, isn't it? If I could walk, I would.
But excuse me, guards.
You walk over to some of the guards that are there.
Hi.
Like Sergeant turns over. Hello, miss.
Have you noticed any gentlemen hopping into your well of late?
Jumping into our well. That's preposterous. Nobody would ever be allowed into our well.
Why not?
Well, there are rules. Lord Rawl himself has indicated that no one is to tamper with this well. The safety of the people is paramount. We don't want anybody to potentially poison or become ill because of something that contaminates this very pure water.
Isn't that funny?
Interestingly enough, there's this concept called spontaneous
Combustion?
No, that's not what I was gonna say. Admission is what I was gonna say, which is generally speaking, if people start giving information about what might or might not happen unprompted, that they are probably confessing to something.
I'm not confessing to anything at all. I am here specifically to stand guard over this well to make sure no one tampers with it.
Now, is that a prestigious post that you have, well guard? Is that something you have to apply for, or a promotion, or a demotion?
Here,
I just don't
little
know.
goblin. I happen to recognize the importance of my duty. Yes, it doesn't have the most honor and glory that you might find as a security guard, just standing outside of a well day in and day out.
Very touchy.
However, it is very important. People need water to survive, and my job is to make sure that there is a fresh source of uncontaminated water, and I do that job well.
You do it mighty fine. So what you're saying is this is the only source of water for this entire town?
Currently, yes. We have stripped out some of the other wells that were contaminated with, I think they said heavy metals, something along those lines, although I'm not sure how one would drink metal. I do believe in our alchemists' assumptions. And
I'm more of an operatic aria type of gal myself than heavy metal, but what I don't understand is, so would an orc be contaminating the water?
I mean, I assume that an unwashed orc would potentially cause some sort of bacteriological infestation of the water. That could be problematic.
This is where the spontaneous admission gets a little dicey. Did you just assume that my orc co-worker was dirty?
Well, looking at all the rest of your crew, I have to admit that that's a possibility that has crossed my mind. I mean, you
Excuse me?
literally have one sitting inside of a wheelbarrow full of garbage. Or
You pay no
It is
mind to my
dung?
shit
not
basket.
garbage,
It was
It
the choice
is-
that we had.
and it is high quality Ruga dung. Okay.
Yes, it is. Ting ting.
So-
You see?
Well fed.
we would
just
not
went
allow
ting-ting.
dung into our water source.
Okay, so I could make a shit joke, but I'm not going to. I'm above that. So if any of us were to say to descend into said well, we would still be in the well, is what I'm getting at. Like our bodies, if we were
if
to
you had-
hypothetically,
Yes,
we
if
jump,
if you had
and then you were
somehow
to look down,
gotten
you would
past
see
all of these
our
guards.
body. You're not answering my questions. You're inserting your own assumptions. You need to seek therapy. There's a lot of projection happening. What I'm asking is, do people disappear when they jump down the well?
Nobody
In
jumps
general.
down the well. I don't understand where your supposition is coming from for this.
So clearly, it is not an intellect that you have to get the job of well guard.
Pretty sure this was the sign.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm asking very clear questions, and you are giving me very stupid answers.
Are you indicating someone has jumped in our well?
I am not indicating it. No.
Yes, but they're not there.
He's crazy.
He's very crazy. Look at his hair. I mean, how could you trust that?
Cedric, if you would, please humor this goblin.
Yes, Cedric,
entertain us.
You can go check the well. If there are any orcish toes, body parts, other types of things, bags, clothings, whatever, within the bottom of that well, please let me know. And Cedric just turns and goes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. He walks over to it, takes out his little aether torch, and
his little pen light.
Don't drop a contaminant.
All I see are silver coins, sir. I don't see any people.
Can I use my ability to push him down the well?
Also, did you just say there's silver coins? I thought we were trying to guard against heavy metal. If you were trying against heavy metal and people are throwing coins down there, you're not doing a good
silver
job.
is a purifying metal.
What does it weigh?
Depends on how much of it you have.
Is it heavy?
Not when it's in tiny amounts.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
So Pyro, what ability are you going to try to use to push him in the well?
Can I use one of my either my chained or adherent to push him in the well?
Chained is stronger, but more likely
Chained.
vicious. So suddenly it
Isn't-
rushes forward from you, unleashed, and slams
get
into
warm?
Cedric's behind. Please give me an attack roll using magical.
Oh no, I wasn't trying to attack.
What else is a push on someone's posterior, Nicholas?
Oh no, I rolled really bad.
Yeah, but he
So
rolled
did I.
worse. So if you would, please give me damage of your ability, and if you get higher than 2, he goes in the well.
Well, this is a good experiment. This is for science.
It is.
How do I do the damage on the ability?
So on the ability page, you should
Adherent?
have under the chained. There's a damage roll category right in the middle, right after the red one. Just double click on that die that's there.
Ah,
There you
Okay.
go. Whoop. Yep. 10 points of damage. So as you raise one hand, we see ephemeral chains just shoot out suddenly, and then a roaring creature slams into this guy's back, and he just flips end over end into the well, bouncing off of one wall and another before splashing into the water below, severely injured. All of the
Clearly,
soldiers
physical adaptivity is not
turn-
a requirement for well guard either.
immediately towards the three of you. If you would, please now roll for initiative.
So, pardon. Did we see? Apparently, I am now blurred.
Look, he's probably not in there.
Yeah, excuse me. Could you just look at the well before we have a little attack?
I
They
also-
just watched you assault one of the soldiers at the well they're defending.
Okay, excuse me. Point of order here, please. Were they able to see were we all able to see this adherence slash?
Yes,
We-
when
yes.
when he manifests it to harm someone, it becomes physical temporarily.
So I would like to say that the gastrointestinal distress of the well guards is not our fault, and clearly they had a bad hot dog or something like that, because there was clearly an eruption from a posterior area
Please
suddenly,
give
and it
me
did
a
not come.
charming roll as you attempt to convince them it was his own fault.
To be fair,
Can I-
I don't know that he, Pyro
Can I
is
aid Bungie?
You can try
You
to
ate
assist.
Bungie. How dare you?
You age Bungie. Give me a
Age
charming
Bungie.
roll
I
to
meant
try
to
to
say aid.
assist. What are you going to say while Bungie explains that it was his own flatulence that did him in?
No, I can believe this, right? Like thematically, that's what it kind of looked like. Some giant flaming thing went out of his posterior. It startled him, and he fell down. Because I cannot lie, so I have to believe that myself.
Say you could interpret.
I have
That's one interpretation.
Because I have no evidence of Pyro's abilities or anything. So
Not yet, no.
I'm just jumping to
He's
a
just a
conclusion.
prodigy.
These guys are inept, farting, flatulent weirdos. Clearly, they
I mean,
do
it
not.
tracks.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
So give me a charming roll.
Okay.
There's an 8 and a 12. Between the two of you, that does not cut it.
Shall I help?
No.
You see one of them
I'm
like
going to
reach for
use
a
an
weapon, and they
Yeah.
start. Step
Guys.
back! You're under arrest for assault on a guard and damage to the water source for this.
Am I not
village.
allowed to use an ace?
You can use an ace. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
Like, stop.
Thank
Shut
you
up
for
for a
this.
second.
I didn't
Let me
see
read
it.
God. I just want to try again. It's probably not going to be much better. It was one better.
It was not better enough, unfortunately.
Could this be compassionate?
In what way?
To Pyro.
I mean, obviously, it's also compassionate to.
Throw a man
People
down the
with-
well to test to see if our friends are down there and in danger?
Well, he did it himself. But no, it's compassionate to normalize flatulence. I feel like in our society, there's a lot of
Jesus.
shame that revolves around it,
No.
and I want it to be part of the conversation. And I think that's
Nobody's
really compassionate.
flatulence blasts them into a well. I'm sorry.
I think you underestimate the power of fiber, Tyson.
I think that in your setting
know all
and in
about
your setting
fiber.
specifically, that is provably untrue.
That's true. If you can turn into plushies or butterflies, you could fart yourself
Yeah,
into a well.
like you're telling me no one in the entire Aether and Steamworks canon has the quirk your farts move you forward.
There is no
And
your farts move
honestly,
you forward. No. However,
I would
there
like
is-
the motion that is added to the list
I
of
don't
quirks.
know.
There
That
is,
would be
however,
amazing.
a version of smoke powder that some people can process through their body. So I will
But,
give you one
here,
last
let me
roll.
put it this
I'll
way,
give you
Tyson.
one
If
last roll.
I told you I wanted to
Wow.
make a character whose quirk was that when they fart, they blast them forward, would you say that that's
Like Tremors
unreasonable?
3.
No, I would not put that. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately,
being
that
a
was the same. So no.
But
So
thank
as
you, Rap.
Oh, jeez.
as the
What a
guard bounces off the walls below, is not completely unconscious, and falls into the well, the others immediately step back and reach for weaponry and reach for restraining objects to try to take you into custody. Will you resist?
Jump into the well.
You
Yes.
leap for the well.
I'm going to
All
take a
right,
deep breath, roll my eyes, and
no.
jump in the well.
So we're gonna roll initiative because they may have a chance
Because
to try
worst
to get a
case
hold
scenario,
of
I'm just gonna land on the flatulent guard and Tagi's dead corpse, and it will soften my fall.
I was just going to force a thought into their brains to say, look in the well. But jump.
I was just wondering
You
why
know,
nobody
mind
was
magic.
checking on Cedric.
He was no longer entertaining us.
you. He's in
Well,
the
I was
well.
gonna check on
Nobody
Cedric.
gives a shit about poor Cedric.
If
They're
you
like,
would please
arrest them.
give me an
Our
initiative roll,
friend is
Bungie,
really dead.
Pyro, and Ori. Let's just see how fast you react compared to these guards.
Okay.
Because
I rolled-
honestly,
We got a 15 and an 11
Players-
for the guards.
oh my goodness. Okay, listen, Karma, I'm only being a jerk because it's part of my shit.
Teo has a 0. Ranrod has a 0.
See, when I'm not nice, I don't roll well.
Ori gets a
I don't
24.
know.
And Pyro gets 7.
Ow. Ow.
So the first one to react is going to be Ori, then the guards are both going to react, and then Bungie and Pyro are going to go.
Oh, we have a complication as well.
Oh, goodness. We
Oh,
have a complication.
Of course we do. We can't have like help. Nobody helps anymore.
Also, there was a sub bomb earlier.
Oh, thank you for the sub bomb.
Thank you for the sub bomb. That does give you all an ace. So
Doyle. Thank you.
All right. So, Ori, you're going
Yes.
first. As you're sitting there, you suddenly notice Ollie bound into the area and kind of look up at you.
Hi, this seems very suspicious.
You
I
see him
swear you were
turn
just in a cage.
and begin running away like he's trying to draw you somewhere.
We're gonna follow up with that in just a second.
Gonna draw you like one of his French girls.
All
And
right.
you all need to look in the well.
So you're going to try to make all of them look in the well with a mental suggestion?
Yes.
That's
They
one
think they need to look in the
application
well.
of
Or just
chaos.
one of them. Just one of them too. If they're like, oh my god, he is gone.
Just
The
one
dumb
of them?
one. I'm gonna make the dumb one think he needs
They're
to look in the
all
well more
dumb.
than anything.
You don't know who the
You've
dumb one
established
is.
as a prerequisite that dumbness and ineptitude is a prerequisite for a well guard. We've
Okay, the
established
main
as
one we were
prerequisite.
talking to.
That's
then.
your assertion, not the reality. Anyway, Ori, please give me a magical
That's
roll.
reality.
I'm only going off facts and observation.
Oh, would you look at
Oh,
that?
wow. Fucking kidding me.
You're all going to look in the well.
And then you're all going to get cast and fallen.
So, do you
Yes.
provide the ability in this situation? Do you make it so that the guard recognizes that something's off and that the other one is missing, which will then slow down or possibly stop you all from being arrested?
Mhm.
Or do we find out that your character is significantly more capable of mental suggestion and gains a +2 to all rolls to mentally influence for the rest of the game?
Well, certainly that.
Okay.
No.
Wait,
I
but
will-
then it doesn't get us out of the situation.
It doesn't. No.
No, but
But it's
also that
forever.
is a very if there is an equitability between option A and option B as far as what could option A possibly do? You know what I'm saying? Like it was clear that it was like, hey, here's this one thing, but also here's this better thing, right? Like I feel like you're getting possibly bait and switched. I don't know how to make that a verb well, but you know. Anyway, also you could not be doing that because, you know, Tyson's rocking back and forth, probably like going, or maybe I wanted them to think.
Make them lean into the well.
He's been different at bargaining since we got back from Turkey.
He
Changed.
learned
Watch
well.
out. Don't be
did.
nice.
We bought like 50 pounds of Turkish delight, and that
Yep.
changed him.
Oh, but +2 for all the rest of my life.
But also maybe the guards will figure it out. But also
Ex-
2 plus 2
They
is
might
a
look
lot.
down the well. Yeah, they might look down the well. And even if we start getting arrested, as soon as it gets back to my turn, they'll unlock the chains. I'm +2. Fuck it. Whatever. We can
Okay.
follow Ollie too. Maybe that's really him and he's really trying to get us out.
So
I'm sure that
the
complication
sergeant, like mentally influenced, like turns and looks down the well, and they see their friend like floating face down on top of the water and slowly sinking into it. I think you killed him.
He's down there?
Oh yeah, can you see? Can you see him down there?
Yes, he's laying there upside with his face down. He's floating. You killed the
Give
man.
it
He, like,
a
turns
minute.
back
Give it
and
a
points.
minute. He's still at the surface.
I knew we shouldn't have trusted you circus performers and your evil magics. And you see them all drawing weapons.
I feel prejudiced against.
And we now switch scenes. We go from
If
there
Pyro-
over to Teo once more. Teo, you've had a bit of time to rest. You kind of groggily wake up in pain, sore kind of everywhere a little bit, but not as sore as you should be. Something kind of feels invigorating, and next to your bed, you see a blackthorn rose from Rulo sitting there next to a bottle of whiskey.
Aw, I'm being wooed by an ancestor.
You also no longer have any wounds.
The whiskey was for me!
Yeah, but the rose wasn't. And I also don't know. I was passed out. You said I have. Oh,
Also-
no wounds?
Also,
Zero?
to a point,
Zero.
you have a bottle of whiskey and a spilled glass of water on the
And
ground.
a spilled glass of water on the ground, yes.
Fuck is that? All right. No wounds is nice. Let's go. I'll get my sorry ass out of bed and just see who's around.
You hear the sound of lots of people out there in the main circus grounds inside the big top. You can hear someone shuffling in the room outside of where you're at. But you don't hear any of the familiar voices you're used to hearing nearby. So as you like sit up and you stretch, and you see like the little flap on the tent open up, and Lauren kind of peeks in. Teo, dear, are you all right? You seem to be looking better than you did earlier.
Yeah? I think... I don't know. I think I'm concussed.
He like moves a little closer and looks into your eyes. No, you don't appear to have telltale signs of it. Although there is a lot more blood on you that would indicate... Have you made any pacts with Eternals, or did you maybe pull in a magical source of healing that I wasn't aware of?
I'm gonna be honest. I was passed out for I don't know how long, and I had some really fucking weird dreams.
Weird dreams. I mean, going through whatever it looks like you went through could probably give anyone weird dreams, yeah.
Why I thought I was concussed, yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense. Well, do you need more rest? I could bring you tea and maybe some cookies.
I think I'm okay. And like she has the whiskey with her. She's like, I think I'm actually good. And like pops the top and just begins to drink it as she continues to walk and see what else is happening.
Like he steps out with you a little bit and goes, "You wouldn't happen to know where the others went, did you?" They
Again,
seem to have
passed out.
stolen,
Got nothing.
They stole a wheelbarrow, and Ribort and Toggy headed off towards the city center. Aaron's out here helping me with feeding and providing drinks and things.
Are you
making
telling me
comfort for them.
Bungie took a wheelbarrow on her from her own volition? She took something that requires physical
the
labor?
refuse wheelbarrow, yes, and that new fellow.
Bungie touched
Pyro.
the shit wheelbarrow.
I'm not sure what happened with the wheelbarrow. I just know they took it. I know that Orai's missing, and he had a pretty significant hole in his leg.
See, okay, I'm sorry. The Ori having a wound in his leg is really, it's shocking, but what's more shocking is Bungie taking the shit wheelbarrow.
And
Fake
probably
news.
carting around Orai in it, which I can't imagine either. Was she out of her mind?
Again, I was concussed. I don't know. She was acting kind of nice before I went night-night.
This is making me very concerned.
Yeah, no, I would be worried too. Do you want me to go find them?
Do you feel up to it?
I don't ever really not feel up to it.
I have a meeting with Lord Rawl this afternoon in relation to all of the individuals that are going to be staying here with us.
Yeah, I
So-
don't want to be here for that. I'm gonna go get Aaron and we're gonna go find everyone. Not that I did anything wrong.
I heard something about
but I'm not gonna be here for that.
that. Toggy and Ribort were talking about a well or something.
Sure. Yeah, well, yeah, sure.
Well, be careful
Aaron!
and make sure everybody comes back in one piece, please.
And I'll make sure the shit barrow returns too.
That would be good. We're starting to have it stack up a bit, and just using the shovels is slow going.
Aaron? Aaron!
So you like rush out
That's a
there.
shitty
You,
situation.
you can see Aran. She's got like a note tucked in like her waistband. She's carrying 3 hands of different food to people, and you notice Teo like rush towards you, looking significantly better than she did earlier.
You're upright. That's unexpected but happy. Hey.
Did you see Bungie take the shit wheelbarrow somewhere?
Yeah, that was just weird. I don't think she touched it though. I think she made the new little guy. I don't know.
Do you want to go find them with me?
Sure. Can we drop off this letter while we're doing it?
What? Yeah. What's the letter? A letter? I mean, I guess I can't say no. Like it's a letter.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Should we
By the
read
way,
it
I
first?
need some.
Let's not like put all of your money in the bag and we become like a weird middleman for a robbery. Should we read the letter first?
Oh. Yeah, we could totally read the letter.
We
I have
should
no
read the
problem with
letter
that.
as we're walking just to make sure we're not like a weird robbery middleman or something like that.
Definitely, definitely. And I need some fashion advice because I tried to talk to Robert and
Why?
because you were unconscious.
Fair. We're gonna walk and read a letter and talk about fashion.
Exactly.
So as you're like walking and talking about fashion and staring at the letter at the same time and trying not to bump into people up on the streets,
I'm tall. I assume people just move out of my way.
the letter
So
basically
one person can read aloud the letter while the other person's not looking at the letter.
So the letter basically, it just says, "My dearest Kara, how have you been? I hope things are well. I'm sorry to do this again, but we're going to have to postpone our meetup again in town. This time we have a good reason. Our house was burned to the ground, but we will have a new place to stay soon. You keep an eye on that little one of yours. Want to make sure that you're taking very good care and eating as much as you possibly can. Stay away from the old caves nearby. I hear that you and your brother have been going out there on occasion, and it's just too dangerous. I know that you like spelunking, but please stop doing that. And hugs and kisses, Mom and Dad.
Does that mean that there were not good reasons for them to tell their daughter to stay away before? Maybe I don't want to deliver this. Maybe there needs to be some confrontation here.
We can deliver it and maybe suggest like a nice mediated discussion.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I think Rabort is actually strangely like really good at like therapy and mediation.
That's kind of why I went to him as my second choice. Mustache or no mustache?
Yes, 100% mustache.
Perfect. Thank you. See, that was easy, right?
Very. Did Rabort give you the same answer?
Not exactly. I don't know what answer he actually came up with. I think at one point I offered to make him a drink that would make him all hairy, though, so.
Can you like give him a mullet?
Ooh, I bet I could.
I think that'd look good. I think a mullet.
With a mullet.
Yeah, and some like mutton chop situation.
Oh yeah, I definitely the big sideburns.
Really big sideburns with a mullet. Yeah.
I could see him carrying that off, actually, strangely enough. Okay, let's do it.
So the two of you kind of wander through the city fair for a moment, heading up towards where the center of town is. Or I guess it's more a north center part of town because it's nowhere near the poor district. And as you get closer, you immediately see in the distance Bungie, Pyro, and Ori in a wheelbarrow, surrounded by soldiers who are all like waving weaponry and telling them to get down and shouting at them and telling them that they're under arrest.
I just finished healing from getting my shit rocked, and we're gonna do it again.
Of course we are. We should have known as soon as we heard that Bungie had the shit.
Look, the shit wheelbarrow. You're right. We should have known.
Yeah.
And as you get closer, we switch back over to Tagi and Ribort. The two of you find yourselves inside of looking around in the room that you're in. Ribort, you were there first. You see that there is a small chamber that you're within. On the ground is a bunch of like flowery looking, what is it called? You know,
Script?
the stuff that goes around the edges of stuff.
String.
Border?
Gilding. There's a gilded border around the edge of the room in multiple places. Moldings, sure, yeah. And it looks very expensive. There's a door right in front of you, a doorway that's wide open, no actual door in it. And there's some soft seating, looks like leather, and some of it is silk and velvet. And you can see off in the distance in front of you a huge open air facade with like a balcony on it, and you can see a massive city just outside of that. There are airships flying around. There's massive towered parts of the city all over the area. And inside of a room is a machine that seems to be moving towards you, an automaton. As it approaches, it looks to the two of you and says, "You are guests here, and you are not supposed to be here, but the master has told me that if any were to arrive, that you would follow my routines. Both of you are now going to be on cleaning duty at the kitchen, and both of you feel that's okay."
Oh, that sounds very fun. Where are we again?
Oh,
Can I resist because I know what the fuck is going on?
just because you know it's poison doesn't mean that once you've consumed it, it doesn't hurt you.
Are you saying that understanding the nature of something doesn't help one figure out or navigate a situation?
Understanding the nature of something doesn't mean that when you have consumed it, you are suddenly resistant to that nature.
Well, yeah, but maybe you could just like drink a little bit because you understand the nature is that it has to take a certain amount, or
It's
maybe
true.
like you
It's
can
true.
like
That's why
hold
he
your
got a
breath.
roll.
Be like,
That's
oh,
why he got a
I'm-
roll to see how much of it he resisted because of what he knew, and unfortunately, it wasn't enough. And both of you are stuck in a state of
Can I try to resist again?
being mentally influenced later, but not this moment.
But don't you have an ace? I mean, an ace. That's the end of the night.
I was
Yeah,
a long time
so
ago.
just why I wanted to roll it.
No, you'll have to save it for next time. So as we see Tagi and Ribort just mentally suggested to go and start doing cleaning inside of this house, we can tell that they are inside of some sort of opulent mansion. And as you walk through those doors, you see many other individuals with bright, cheery smiles on their face working away. And with that, the episode has come to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Next time on Cirque Noir, we'll see if Tagi and Ribort can get out of this mess that they've put themselves into.
What do you mean? I just got a new job.
It's all good.
I'm gonna make that paper.
So we're gonna go around the
I'm gonna
table
make those
and
coins, I should say.
give us your parting thoughts for tonight. The first one that's gonna go is Teo. Anna, your turn. Give us your outro and your parting thoughts.
I don't know. I like Anna knows this Eternal is bad juju, but Teo's just been offered everything Teo wants, which is to be respected among family and have a spot of power there. So I guess it will all boil down to what Tagi says, and how on earth he's going to explain it before she just takes this deal. Listen, I feel like I need to catch up with Steven with the number of weird Eternals that I made deals with. Because Steven had like what, 4 last time? I need to catch up. So I'm just feeling maybe I want one now. I want to feel special, so maybe I want a weird deal with a devil.
Or maybe we pay attention to the fact that it said protect you, that I was trying to protect you, created defenses around you. Maybe let's use Ty's Freudian slip against him.
Do you do you hear that you sound like a weird Christian dad or something? Like, I'm trying to protect you from the bad thing.
It's that and the Wicked Witch from Into the Woods.
The devil
Oh.
is gonna come for your soul.
Yeah,
You
the
hold
witch from
hands.
Into the Woods.
The
You can't
devil's
leave
gonna
your
make
tower.
you vote for abortion rights.
Why would you leave your tower? It's so safe there.
I am not the one who said protect. I'm saying
Mother,
it said
no.
the word protect.
Best.
It made the mistake of saying the word protect. So why don't
Also,
we use
though,
that against it?
I was concussed, so
All right.
Convenient excuses.
Gwen, your turn.
Hello, everybody. Gwen McSherry, come back in 2 weeks. Erin's actually pretty pleased with herself right now. She was able to actually help the people who needed help, which was good. And she has decided to go ahead and grow a mustache as they walk.
Because that's something you could do with your abilities.
Exactly.
I just want you to like do the cartoon blow on the thumb and then, like, yeah.
That's, yeah.
All right, Steven, your turn.
What are we doing? Sorry.
Just give us your parting spiel and thoughts for tonight.
It was a shit show per the usual. It could have gone better had there not been random pushes down wells and decisions made and splitting up of a group, but we do best. So now I'm in a shit-stained wheelbarrow, bleeding, well, not bleeding anymore, but with a hole in my leg, missing my pet, but at least I have more powerful mind magic before we get murdered by guards. I'm sure it's going to be great. We'll just have to
Do
tune in
make
next
sure
week and
that
see.
you wrote that on your notes section of your character sheet. +2 to
Oh, I
mental
did.
influence.
Oh, it's on there. It is never going away.
Sinan, your
But
turn.
by the way, you can catch me here every other week with this game, and on Saturdays we've been over on Miss Anna's page with Rob and Nicholas, and we are playing the darkest urges possible on Baldur's Gate 3.
But are we actually playing it, or are we dying and resetting every 10 minutes?
Well, that's not quite the dark urge decision. That was another
tactician.
decision.
Just saying.
We're very tactical, you guys. Come
Sounds
watch,
like
it's
it.
So tactical. We haven't had to
That's-
reset
that's a-
17 times.
That's a word we could use
Totally
to describe
Didn't
ourselves. Yes.
accidentally shoot one of my own party members last time.
Yeah.
Is an adjective.
All right.
Pish posh.
Sinan, your
Pish
turn.
posh.
Tactical does not imply quality of tactics.
So, what do I say?
That's what they
My
exist.
thoughts about
Yeah, your
everything.
thoughts. What are your thoughts about today?
Pissed off. But that Nat 20 didn't help me in this situation. That.
I mean, that was a lot of information to have, and you could have taken that with you somewhere else. You
By the way,
didn't have to.
I say pissed off with glee and happiness. I'm not really pissed off. I'm just joking. But yeah, it's fun. I'm excited to see where it goes, and I'm excited to fucking resist this again and argue for pluses for my role because I know what the fuck is happening. and also my other thought is, just use aces all the time, or don't be like, maybe I should hide this ace for later. Apparently, I didn't end up using the ace. Damn it.
Well, now you have 2 for next time, so that's helpful.
Oh wait, they carry over. I thought they didn't.
Yeah, they
Okay,
did.
cool.
Rob, your turn.
There's me. I'm Rob. Yeah. Report's having a great time. He managed to, he thinks, give some really poignant advice. He helped out medically. Then he got to basically fly, then swim, which he felt in that moment was basically flying, and now he has a new job. So, like, Ripper just can't lose. Like, it's just win after win after win. And he got a really cool ring that, honestly, at this point, he might just keep because Tagi seems really conflicted about it. But he'll probably give it to Tagi eventually.
And Nicholas, your turn.
All right, look. I don't know why all of these guards are mad, but yeah. I'm Nicholas Gutsy Pumpkin. I'm here on Cirque Noir and with Anna's page on the Dark Urge. But as far as, like, what was it, thoughts that my character has right now? How my character's feeling?
Your thoughts about the game tonight.
My thoughts about the game tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, it was quite unintentional to do damage to the guardsmen. Although, I mean, Pyro doesn't really have respect for them or consider them people. but I mean, I digress. Yeah, no, tonight was really fun. I enjoyed all the crazy antics and carrying around the shit wheelbarrow.
You were a good wheelbarrow carter.
Yes.
Shannon, your turn.
I don't know. Nothing happened really to me by the end. So Bungie's just in stasis, I guess, dealing with idiot officials. And gonna try to ask what that guard had for lunch, so she does not flatulate in the same way down the well. Ready to jump in there, because bored mainly. Yeah, that's about it. I'm Shannon. I'm here. You can find me on the internet, but it's different stuff. That sounded tawdry. It's actually like union stuff and like elected things and shit like that. But yeah, it was fun. I love all of y'all. Every dang person that we interacted with outside of this group of people was just dumb. So clearly, this town is so terrible that not only am I superior to everyone, also my bumbling compatriots. So it's just low bar.
very, very low.
That is the nicest thing you've ever said.
You're welcome.
All right, everybody. So
And I did not touch the shit cart. Thank you for knowing me like that.
But thank you all
seen.
for watching, and thanks for popping around and sticking with us and enjoying the shows that we have on these intermittent times. Obviously, we missed the last one, but we should be back in 2 weeks, barring any catastrophic events. That is the 13th of December. So if you want to watch, hang out with us. That's when we should be back again. In the meantime, thank you again. Have a good time. Enjoy yourselves. Tell your own stories, and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.